Alrighty. Hello? How's it going? Oh, uh-oh. Alrighty. I hear it twice. What's happening? Oh, I see. Okay. We're good. We're good. What's up, everyone? I can't believe we have a lot of people up at early morning hours for this. So thank you guys for stopping by. 14 people right now, which is crazy. That's like nuts. I did not think. I thought it was gonna be me, myself, and I. You know. But thank you guys for stopping by. And yeah, the stream's gonna start in about like 15 minutes. So yeah. What up, Mad Scientist? What up, Blight? What up, Romeo? I have so much stuff to sort today. This is going to be my only rest. Me at 7:45 p.m. Okay, yeah. I mean, people, you know, people on the other parts of the country or the world are, you know, in a good spot. I'm not. I literally had like a power, like 40-minute nap, like an hour ago or like 45 minutes ago. So, it was going rough for me. I was like, I think if I hit the bed, it's gonna be over. So. Let me set an alarm. Let me make sure we're not gonna, you know, conk out. But yeah, the actual stream is gonna start in 15 minutes here, so it'll be a lot of fun. It's not gonna be translated, I don't believe, but I will do my best to get you guys the information as fast as possible because I'm, you know, gonna be, you know, reading stuff and reading people that are translating it and stuff. Same with the cards as well. We're obviously going to talk about the cards. That's the main thing we're here for. But yeah, I would expect... My expectation is we're going to get a bunch of cards, then we're going to get some sort of like gameplay or talking to the guests, and then we're going to get even more cards. That's what I'd expect right now. Yo, my new favorite content creator. Glad to finally catch you live. Thank you, Edward. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're here. I haven't had enough time to really live stream a lot recently, but we're going to definitely kick back, especially... kick back up, especially once Set 2 comes out, but a little bit before as well, because I have the Grand Prix and stuff that I've been waiting to do on stream and stuff like that. So, yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. Do you have a prediction on how long it'll take before card reveals? My expectation, and again, I could be wrong, like, you know, this is not set in stone, but I expect we get a bunch of cards at the beginning, then we get some gap of like gameplay or something, and then we get some more cards at the end. So if you guys are up like me, and you know, you shouldn't be up right now, you know, because it's 2:47 for me right now. You know, I would definitely stick around for a little bit here, see if they reveal a bunch of the cards. Probably we get the trailer of the set, stuff like that, and then maybe either come back and you know, I don't know how long it'll be, maybe like 30-45 minutes. And then the next set of cards should be out. But yeah. Hopefully the EN account posts at the same time as they're revealed on socials. That's what I think. I think they're going to. Actually, I should bring up the Worlds Beyond Twitter. When is it starting? It should be starting in 12 minutes. How'd your Grand Prix runs go? I've not done them yet because I'm waiting to do it on stream. So I watched my friend do it, and it was a very funny experience. It was a very, very funny experience. He was playing, was he on Sword? I think he was on Sword, and he goes, loses the mirror match the first round, and then every other round, it kept putting him against a lower group, like rune. So he faced one sword and then 4 runes, but each rune kept going a lower group, which is a bad sign for the matchmaking, because it's like, I feel like especially for an event like that, you really want to have good matchmaking, and that's sort of why the group system exists on top of the rank system, on top of the rank point system. But it did not work for him. It did not work for him. He was getting a lot of people that were way lower than him. Now, one of the other things I thought about was maybe those were people that like intentionally threw their group down to queue up against, you know, some of these other, you know, lower group people. But watching them play, it definitely looked like they were in that group or whatever, right? So, yeah, we'll see. We're going to do them on stream at some point. But yeah. I woke up for this. These cards better be nuts. I hope so. They show English text for the cards. If they don't, I'll be there. Like, we're going to have basically the translations pretty fast. I will let you guys know what the cards do. And then, hopefully the English Twitter updates it immediately. That's what we're hoping for. Speaking of fun experiences, I managed to 5-5 first try with mid-range sword, so I'm content with my guarantee. Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. Hopefully I can do that, you know. We'll see. I have not been able to really find a deck this format, I feel like, to, like, really play. Like, I play Sword a lot. It's still missing a couple things. I think it has some rough matchups. I do like the Kagemitsu deck. I think that's a very fun deck. It's pretty good, too. But other than that, I like Puppets a lot. I hope Puppets will get support. I think it will get support in this set. It's funny because I'm usually unlucky. I just want a strong Earthright finisher or another Runecraft archetype entirely. I think that we are gonna get. Let me get like I need a small tab here. I think we are gonna get the Earthright. What are they called? The stuff that Burnite and Rodeo are. Amal, something like that. Because in Shadowverse Evolve, they announced it actually because Evolve is doing a Worlds Beyond set, right? And we kind of got a kind of sneak preview to card. Let's see, where was it? But she basically worked, and this is in Evolve, right? This is a physical game, so it's probably not going to work one for one. But the way she kind of worked is the old, the guy who resurrected himself when you burn an Earthright. But she was obviously a bigger body, so something like that would be interesting. I think the issue with Earthright right now is the card draw. Like, you run out of cards really fast. Yeah, this character. Is this gonna show up? She is a Earthright card, and she's a what do they call it? Anathema. Yes, Anathema. Yes, she's an Anathema. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not in love with any other deck or any deck either. Yeah. You stream on Twitch too, brother? No, I used to stream on Twitch a lot. Like a couple years ago, I did Arc-Knights and Fate, Grand Order, but I don't really stream on Twitch that much anymore because I don't even really use Twitch anymore. The last couple of years, Twitch has gotten kind of rough with the ads and stuff, and it's been pretty hard to watch. So yeah, we're just on YouTube. Let's launch the stream. It's probably not. Yeah, it's not, like, started yet. It's gonna start at 3. Is it, like, all the ads? Oh, let me turn it down a little bit. I don't want you guys to... ears to blow out. They introduce some sort of amulet removal. It's going to be huge. I definitely would expect some amulet removal. I mean, ironically, I think the deck that hurts the most is Haven, right? A deck that does not need to get, hurt. Obviously, I mean, the immediate thing is, like, it kills Godwood Staff. That's the issue is, you need to make the amulet removal efficient as well. Or you need to make it also do something else that you want to be doing in the deck. Like if they made a neutral amulet removal. The only deck that'd be good against is Roach. And there's sort of an element of like, how much can a card that just removes the amulet cost that's still playable, that it only targets 1 to 2 decks? It's like, I don't know. They got, and then you don't want it to be too generically good. You don't want it to be like 2-drop 2/2 kill an amulet, because it's like amulet decks just will never exist, you know, again. So, I can't wait until Force gets its flicker cards. I want Burial Rite in the game. Yeah, Burial Rite. You know, I'm surprised Burial Rite wasn't in the game initially, to be honest. Google Classroom ads. I just played my first game of Face Dragon. Deck is nuts. I never thought that I would ever see a day I'd prefer YouTube streams over Twitch ones. Yeah, I mean, that's how I was. Like, I was always like, let me just go on Twitch and then I'll do, like, YouTube stuff, you know, like, do a YouTube channel but not stream on there. But then, like, I think there's also sort of like a, in the games that I stream, there's definitely a different sort of, like, chat meta in Twitch. Like, I feel like YouTube people are a little more chill and a little more, like, they want to build, like, a community and they want to, like, hang out and stuff. Whereas I feel like a lot of people on Twitch are sort of, they're going through a bunch of people. And that's fine. Like, you can, you know, be watching 5 different, or whatever, you know. There's sort of an element of, like, it's, YouTube, it feels more like, hey, we're here to hang out. Twitch, it's more like you are the performer. You know, you are on stage, you are playing whatever, and the audience is watching, you know. So I like YouTube a little bit better. On the, like, community side. But the big thing is just the ads and stuff. Like, I can't even watch Twitch anymore because I click on it. I click on a stream, I click on Germa or Majo Obama, and I'm like, 1 of 9. And I was like, okay, I'll check later. I'll check the highlights later, you know. Yeah, streams that, yeah, they're not, like, live yet, though. They're not, like, live yet. They are, you know, we can keep it on here, though. We can keep it on here. But yeah, what were we saying? What were we talking about? The amulet removal destroys. It can help Haven proc last word amulets easier. Yeah, that's because then it'd have to be banish an amulet, because then that's like destroys the whole purpose of, I feel like, amulet removal. Unless they want specifically Godwood staff removal that doesn't affect Haven, and it's like, what are we doing? You know, I don't think we have enough cards where we could just be targeting specific cards yet. Maybe in set 5, we go, wow, Godwood staff has been so good, and for some reason they don't want to nerf it. Here's anti-Godwood staff. You know, they've done that in Shadowverse before, but I think Roach might be best second format now, just because it's the only deck that can reliably OTK you, so no amount of healing ever matters against them. I mean, the issue is it can't 1-turn kill you. It can 2-turn kill you. It can 2-turn kill you, for sure. For sure it can 2-turn kill you. Cannot go from 20 to 0. You can't do 20 to 0. Realistically. Like, you can do 20 to 0 if your opponent didn't do anything the whole game. And you never swung at them, or whatever, right? Because that would imply that, you know, you never swung at them. But you can't do 20 to 0 in 1 turn. So, I don't know. I personally, like, I do think Roach is really strong, and I think it is one of the best decks right now. Probably the best deck, maybe. I don't think it needs nerfed. I just think it is a very strong deck in the game where we have 150 cards available to us, which is extremely low, you know? Classes only have, what was the calculation? Classes only have, like, almost 30 unique cards to choose from. It's like, that's not enough at all, you know? So, I don't know. What comes out for Sword? Hopefully we will see. What were my guesses? I think Levin Sisters. I think Levin Sisters is a good guess. We might get Alaska and Ilmisuna. So, yeah. Amulet removal will be a very bad thing. That's my take on it. Yeah, I think they have to do it in a specific way. The number of new streamers I wanted to watch, but then an ad pops up when I... Nah, yeah, exactly. It's like, it's very hard to, like, discover people as well, you know? Because even if you do want to go and say, oh, hey, this guy's playing a game I like, let me go check it out. 5 Jack in the Box ads, 5 Taco Bell ads, 5, I don't even know what the ad meta is now anymore over there, but, you know. Amulet removal will just make Rodeo feel worse to play and Skull Feint. Yeah, for sure. I don't think they do Amulet removal yet. I think they will eventually. In Evolve, the way they did it was they had Execute. That was a 4-drop spell that killed anything, any card. So it was Follow or Amulet, right? And that was from the neutral set, and it was a neutral card that was from the main set. And it was good in certain decks, but it was fine because it's like, hey, there's not a ton of insane amulets anyway, and stuff like that, right? Then they printed in the Uma set, and the Umusume crossover, so that was basically set 3, because it was set 1, set 2, and then Umusume was like a crossover set, it wasn't called set 3. They printed Machikana Tannhäuser, Abyss card, and she was a 4-drop 4/4, here we go. 4-drop 4/4, kill an amulet. So I was like, that was really efficient, but it was for 1 class, and I liked that. So yeah. You turn 10 a bunch of 0. Yeah, you need like a custom hand for that, you know. The other thing that should be really nerfed are the cards like Anagreta. Yeah, I think Anagreta, Orcus, out of the way. I think those are my targets. Those are my targets. Especially because we're getting puppet support, like almost 100%. It's like Orcus in its normal form with even 2 extra puppet cards is like, I don't know. Pray for full Levin Sport, yeah. I hope so too. I hope we get Levin Sisters. I hope we get some new Levin cards. Because like I talked about in that video, there's a lot of Levin characters in Rage Bahamut. It'd be fun to see a bunch of them. Also, let me know if the volume is all good and everything. If the stream's too loud or whatever, let me know. Because I can lower it. I turned the music off right now too, but, you know, just because we're... You know, I found the Harvest Roach matchups are the ones where your opponent... The hardest, sorry. I found that the hardest Roach matchups are the ones where your opponent doesn't do anything. Yeah. I didn't play the old digital client or paper. Could you explain the cards you mentioned, please? So the cards I just mentioned that I think we're getting, or the cards... Is it... If you want to see more predictions and stuff, I did a prediction video. That was a couple videos ago now. And I talk about the cards and what they did originally. So if you want to check that out, check it out. But if you have like a specific card that I mentioned that you're interested in, I can tell you. But I'm not too sure which card you were exactly interested in. Yeah, no closed captioning. I don't think they need Nerf, especially considering the fact that people complain about Orcus not supporting their own archetype. I don't know. I think if we got puppet support, I think Orcus would be nuts. And I think it's also not that Orcus doesn't support her own archetype. It's that Orcus is so good outside of her own archetype that Artifact is just better in general. So Artifact is better with Orcus. It's not Orcus is better in Artifact. It's Artifact is a better deck, right? Yeah, most of these are voice actors. There's a couple of, I guess you can call them influencers. Like one of the guys that I'll mention, or I'll mention when he shows up, is one of the more famous casters for Shadowverse Japanese. But yeah, most of these are voice actors. Yeah, so these are the 2 guys. In Shadowverse 1, they did like a weekly YouTube show for Shadowverse, and they would get a lot of reveals and stuff, and this is sort of similar to this, but it's on like the main channel now. That Kamen Rider Tycoon? I don't know. Not gonna lie, I enjoy your takes on the Shadowverse as a whole. Keep it coming. Thank you, I appreciate it. You know, I try to, you know, I don't ever want to like be fake, you know, like I try to give my real opinion, but I try to be balanced a little bit, right? You know, like, so I don't think there's necessarily a lot of these issues and stuff or whatever, you know, topics that we're discussing, not necessarily like true or false, or you know, this is what it is and this is what it isn't, right? But I never really want to like lie and be like, wow, this is so great, or wow, this is whatever, you know, or like, oh wow, this is so bad, and it's like, oh, actually, I'm hiding the tech, right? You know. That's what I meant. We need to see what we get in set 2. We probably will have our own cards in it too. So I think it's too early to know if anything. Still have to see how power level orients between sets. I agree to an extent. I think that if you wait too long on nerfs, it starts to get out of hand. Where the next sets have to be more like set 1 we don't do nerfs. Fine. Set 2 comes out. Set 2 has like a handful of really broken cards. Let's say we nerf those. Are we also going to be nerfing Alouette and Orcus? Or are we fine with the power level that Alouette, Orcus, and Angrea bring? Personally, I'm not okay with that power level. I don't think that is a good power level the game should be at. But that's my issue with waiting on nerfs like that, because it's like, okay, we get to this next stop in the train, right? But we can't. Are we gonna go back and fix the things we need to fix last station? Probably not. We're just gonna keep chugging along and fix the issues as we go. And then we're just gonna stay at this power level of like, I don't like the Orcus and Angrea Alouette power level. That's personally my opinion. I do think it's worth like waiting a little bit, and I think they need to be open to nerfing like 8 cards. You know, like that was the sort of the like I don't even know what you want to call it, like the unicorn like of Shadowverse 1 was this foretold in my head and a lot of people's heads like giant nerf like wave that was gonna come, because there's a lot of sets that would come out that'd be like, wow, this set sucks. Like, this set has 1 good card and 100 terrible cards, right? And every time it's like, okay, they're resetting the power level, guys. We're gonna get a bunch of nerfs. We're gonna come back down to this power level. But it was like, oh no, the set just came out and it was bad, but had a 1 or 2 meta warping cards. It was like, well, that sucks, you know. Closed captionings might be available on the VOD. Yeah, hopefully. There's definitely 2 voice actors here. Wonder if they'll just leave everything be to see how set 2 affects the current meta, then nerfs after. Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna do, but I hope they're okay and open to nerfing as many cards as they need, you know. Maybe unpopular opinion, I would like going second advantage adjusted somehow. I mean, you know my opinion. I think going second sucks. I think going second is really bad. I think going second is really bad. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's going to be something that opinion will change. Like a lot of the new players and a lot of the new people into the game and a lot of the people that sort of play Shadowverse 1 casually a little bit. I think that's an opinion, and I think that is a thing that people will learn, is that like there is no real advantage going second. The reason they added the extra play points and the reason they added like all of this stuff for going second is because going second was horrendous in Shadowverse 1 and Evolve. But, you know, we'll see. You know, that's my opinion. Most of the issues with the game are we have 1 set. Yeah, for sure. Most of the issues is like, we get 150 more cards and we're kind of good, you know. Hopefully. I'll literally be happy if I get a consistent source of healing for Sword. Sword is definitely a class that's never really gotten a ton of healing. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so it seems like we're going to be going Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. This sounds like they said data. So it sounds like we're going to be getting sort of like info, data. Then we're going to be doing Shadowverse Evolved news. Hopefully that'll go quick. Then we're going to do Shadowverse Worlds Beyond Part 1. That's going to be the first big chunk of reveals. Then we're going to do something at number 4. Number 5 will be the rest of the reveals. And then 6 is probably more news about Worlds Beyond. My problem with those cards' power level is it's just so obviously stronger than other classes are doing it. There's important breakpoints. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Earthight support waiting room. Yeah. I know a couple people that are waiting for Earthight for sure. No matter what, the number one thing they need to do is restrict Kakai's decline or something. I don't think they're gonna do that. I think if anything, they'll nerf Anagram. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna be getting. So it seems like we're going to be getting the PV, so that's the commercial or whatever, in this part 1, once we get past some of these other things. These other things, I bet, will be quick. We'll see. Nerf 8 cards equals Voss stuck to. Yeah, exactly. They might not want to do 8 cards, which they, yeah, so. Please, for the love of God, Dragon needs more Ward, Intimidate, or big bodies. Yeah, I think Dragon needs... What does Dragon need? Dragon needs card draw. Dragon needs card draw. Dragon needs card draw. That's what it needs. Most bad decks right now need card draw. You know, most of the bad decks need card draw. Haven is the only bad deck that doesn't need card draw. Haven is just a bad deck. Haven needs better cards. But Dragon has all... Dragon has Burnight, Kakaitis, joking, but it is a Dragon card, you know. Burnight, Kakaitis, Forte, Garyu. They just need to get to those more consistently. If you get to those every game, you're winning, right? With a couple ramps. And they have Luffy, who's insane. My biggest issue is Allstate summons real copies, not temporary. Yeah, that's my thing. I think Allstate needs Allstate. I'm calling it for that from now on. Okay, so this is Rigze. He is a very famous Shadowverse YouTuber. So I don't know what dungeon they have him trapped in, or if this is like, yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but my opinion, other classes have arguably broken cards too, stuff like Albert doing too, but that's like, okay, like Albert's not broken because it's turn 9 and it's ooh. Those are the new, those are, oh wait, those aren't even new. Those are old, those are last set Shadowverse Evolved cards. Oh, he has the Amelia. Oh, he has the Amelia playmat I want so badly. It was in one event for Shadowverse Evolved in Japan. They never released it in English. I want that Amelia playmat so badly, man. Anyway, back to Albert. Like, Albert, you cannot play him, like, it's 12 damage if you save a Super Evo, and you can only really do it if you're winning the game. And it also only does 3 damage AoE, so if you set up a higher than 3 HP ward, he's fucked. I don't think Albert is that insane. Roach, I'll give you Roach. I think Roach is pretty good. Can you explain why it's bad going second? So, Shadowverse, I should just do a video on it. So this is my abbreviated, you know, but Shadowverse is a very, very, very heavy tempo game. It is a game where if something lives, you're taking a lot of damage. The idea of Shadowverse is to destroy your opponent's board and build your own board as efficiently as possible. That is just how, like, 95% of decks work, right? So, when you go first, and this still exists, this is still a thing, even without 1-drops. When you go first, you immediately have the advantage because you are playing down a thing first, and they have to answer. You are playing the first like threatening thing that if we go back to that idea of if something lives, you're in a really bad spot. Especially because of how snowbally things can get in this game. Where you go 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. Pretty rough, you know. It requires a lot of... Oh, we'll get into that in a second. But anyway, so going second in this game, you have the extra play point, which is nice, but you only have one extra play point at the first 5 turns of the game, which are the most important turns of the game. So, if you go first... Let's say I'm Puppet, right? Or any deck. I go first, pass 1, because there's no 1-drops. Turn 2, I go Fighter. I go 2-drop, 2-2. Their turn 1 can be coin 2-drop, right? They can do coin 2-drop. And then I am behind as the first one. I'm behind. But from every other turn after that, I am still ahead. That's number one. The other issue is going second. You have to have a second 2-drop in this scenario. Again, this is just a specific scenario. You have to have another 2-drop to follow up on the second turn, or that coin is useless. So it requires you to have more specific cards in hand, which in turn makes it like harder to be consistent going second, right? And this is a specific example. This is just going first versus going second in the early game, right? Think about it. Think about the good decks. This is my last point, and then I'll probably make a video about it. Think about the good decks right now. Rune, Artifact, Force. All 3 of those decks have insane turn 5 cards. Not going second cards. Turn 5 cards. And that plays into the going second, like, or people think going second is good because they see these insane turn 5 cards that you wait until, you know, you extra play point and play out early. But the actual issue is there's just 3 broken turn 5 cards. That's Glade, Anandrea, and Alouette, right? Anyway, that's all I have to say about going second versus going first. I think overall bullet point is you're only ahead 1 turn going second, and you get to choose the turn, but next bullet point is it requires way more out of your hand. Like, it requires way more specific cards out of your hand. I'm going to do a video on this, though, because I know a lot of people want to know and ask about that. Alright, let me scroll and get caught up on the chat. Number 4 translates to soccer ball kick, target showdown. That sounds like exactly what we're here for. Sexy vampires for Bloodcraft. You never know. I wouldn't consider vampy, you know, that adjective, but we might get vampy. But I know there's people out there that would. I wash my hands of that. But I do like Vampy. I do think she's pretty funny. Few of the exchange ticket leaders tonight. Nice. I think definitely we're getting Feline for sure. We know that. And I bet we get Gensetsu, I guess. Discard payoff, they want to go that route? Yeah. Geno the GOAT. Geno's really good. Yeah, Geno's the GOAT. My take on Ramp Dragon is that they should not have nerfed the ramps. No. That need to go to 3. If they were ever doing extra play points, you cannot. It goes back that, you know, that is something that would be very toxic. Is going second, coin ramp, and then hitting another Oracle, like shake my hand immediately. Like that's it. I think what they need to do for Ramp Dragon is make an abundance of ramp cards. They need to just make a bunch of cards that ramp. Half of your deck are good on curve cards that ramp. Like, how broken would a 4-drop 4/5 be on play ramp? It would probably be one of the best cards in the game, but I don't think it'd be broken, you know. Goddess Wild Ride isn't that bad. D-Climb is just a house. Yeah, I think D-Shift is really strong. But I think you just gotta look at how you get there, and it's Annie. Geno's definitely better than Albert, in my opinion. Is D-Climb not insane? I don't understand how a card like that isn't considered beyond dumb. I'm also new to Shadowverse. It's the payoff. I think you kind of have to look at, like, every deck has to have some very strong card in its identity, right? I think that is something that Haven is lacking right now, and why Haven is weak. But think about all of the classes right now. They have really strong cards, and you want them to have strong cards. The issue with D-Shift is how fast it comes out. Sorry, I call it D-Shift just because that was the original card in Shadowverse 1, right? Is how fast it comes online, and a lot of that has to do with Anagram. Its spell boosting 3 and completely controlling the board is really strong. I think a lot of times you kind of have to look at the engines of stuff and not the payoffs. And I think there's a caveat to that where if the engine is like card draw, I don't want them to touch that. I think if the issue with the deck is it's too consistent, I don't think that's a real issue. I think then you look at power level. I think right now, though, all of the issues we have with the meta are power level. I think all of the issues are Alouette, Orcus, and Ingrea spike the win rates when you see them. And when you don't see them, you're fucked, right? So I think that is like the opposite. I think if a deck is too good because it's too consistent, I think that's fine. I think that's a good spot. But no deck right now is consistent.
参考にしていただければなと思います。さあということで番組と並行してねどんどんバトルしていただきますので、各選手が参加しているロビーのナンバーお伝えしたいと思います。出ますね。ロビーのナンバーです。まずミル選手から、13561です。ミル選手のロビー13561です。ぜひ皆さん記念にもね戦っていただければ。なというふうに思います。13561。
You know how many my turn cards for like 2 resources?
12097です。12097になっております。
You know how many?
さあバラちゃんです。141261426です。さあ最後エラス。
Yeah, exactly. Aaron Gray are the issue for
D-Shift. です。13304になり
So
ます。
that doesn't make it so you can have two turn 5s in a way. Really strong. But again, you have to have those cards. One, you have to have those cards, and that is not inherently better than playing a 4-drop and a 5-drop. Because you are skipping like I think that is more of a thing about the consistency of the deck and the fact that you have to have these powerful 5-drops for going second to be good, which kind of gets us back into like a bad cycle where it's like, well, we don't want to keep printing broken 5-drops for every class, and that's not the goal. I do think that again, the decks that have really powerful 5-drops are the ones that are good going second, but they're not better going second, or that doesn't make going second good, and it's not better than going first, right? But again, this is just my opinion. I've been playing the game for a while, and I like to think I know what I'm doing, but I'm open to being wrong about things. I think going first is something I'm pretty adamant about, but not like you have to believe me. Going second sucks, you know, like that's why I really wish we could choose or have a dice roll to choose going first or second. Because the first couple tournaments, I don't even need to roll the dice. I go, here you go. They go two. I go, you know, like. But I'm most interested in the new leaders. Yeah. Ramp had to go 3, yeah. Genos 6 health, Super Rebuild checks him. Alright, I'm just gonna scroll to the bottom. If I missed anything important, let me know. Wait, what? Oh my gosh! We have 100. What? We have 130 people watching. What the flip? That's nuts. Thank you guys. That's great. I saw Lipton T say 130 people and only 5 likes. I'm like, on the Shadowverse stream? No, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I hope you guys are enjoying. We're kind of in the, you know, if you guys are new to Shadowverse, you're going to get used to this site. If you guys are new to, like, Japanese, you know, game reveals, whiteboards, the cast, everyone's giggling, and we have no fucking idea what's going on. But we're here to talk about different things and different topics. Did they reveal yet, or am I late? No, you're good. You're good. Is Alouette the one that gives you a copy of a mech part on the field? Yeah. You know, I recommend a few videos, or I commented a few videos ago about the JP streamers you follow. Oh yes, yes, yes. I was going to I was gonna make a video about that. What was the video that I talked about a couple of them, but I definitely want to do that video. And I would say if you are like really interested right now, my previous video where I talked about the week 3 meta, I link, you know, Rigze and Spicy's. This is what I do for One Piece and Shadowverse. Scroll down to related tweets, and you just get in the vortex. You are vortex. You are click on a related tweet. Oh, 3 different text clicks, and then you're good. But I definitely do want to make that video because I think one thing I do want to do is sort of connect both communities, or sort of. I don't want Shadowverse Wars Beyond to be like a segregated community of like Japan. We don't trust Japan, and we don't, you know, whatever. We don't like, you know, all information is good information. I don't really mind Kuon, but Anne and Gray should cost 1 whole play point. Yeah, I think nerfing her to 6 would be. I think nerfing them to 6 would be a good change. Delete fan vote Hime from the game. Really? Is that the one? Is that the hill you died on?
前作でも発表されていたプレミアムオーブが使用されたカードのランキングになります。まだね半月ほどにはなりますけれども、この短期間でプレミアムオーブ
I want Galmi, but I know it won't happen. Wait till set 3. Wait till set 3. We're getting the Omen set 3. What is this, most crafted card or most played card?
そして2位はねオーバーディメンション、そして3位がブーストエクステンドララミアということで、まあ各クラスのねちょっとフィニッシャーとか、そういう最終盤で強い1枚ねなっておりました。
I'd be fine with her ward being similar to Lloyd, a 1/6 death.
そう、昔オーキスと僕のトイソルジャーのスキンで
Bro, you're dope. Could be content creator. What do you expect? Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Very. I am very appreciative of that kind of stuff. Like I said, I was making these videos for basically a bunch of people that I knew in Shadowverse Ball, you know, because I came in right in my dinosaur into that community, going. This is how we did it back on our computers, right? And you know, but I am very appreciative that a lot of people like my videos and are gaining stuff from my videos, you know. It's very cool. It's very, very cool. I'm glad people are liking the game. I'm glad the game didn't come out and be like a complete flop. Yeah, I'm sure there are people that would argue that it did, but it did. It's. Bob the Builder. We just need Bob in here, right? We just need Bob the Builder to fix a couple things. Can we fix it? I definitely think we can.
使ってないです。貯めて貯めてキラッてさせたいな。
Yeah, no shock to anybody that's top 3 now.
確かにデッキ全部プレミアムにするのはね、シャドーバファンのね夢ですからね。ということでユーザーの皆さんコモーブどこに使ったんでしょうか。こちらです。
Oh, that's. Wait, are these most globed? Are these most globed? Okay, that makes sense. Hate Rune with a burning passion. Must use premium will be honest. Someone hit me with 3 of those dimension cards and put like 3 win cons on the field. The thing I don't like about nerfing Anne and Gray is the fact that Rune won't have any anti-aggro card for the early game, and they will just lose 80% of the aggro if they don't have Anne and Gray.
ドローに回復にというシルビア入れていただきました。はい、皆さんねこちらにコモーブ使ったということになっております。皆さんもねぜひ何に使ったか、ね、
I don't agree because like I already don't think like it doesn't like it gets it hoses sword like that's one, and I also think that This is the issue Rune always has, is a lot of people do argue about that, or do kind of argue that sometimes. My thing is that Rune lists are always built max greed. Maximum greed. They're playing 6 Seraphs. They're playing 6 Seraph Blesses. Or draw 2. 3 play point draw 2. Like, what? And then you freak out about, not you, but like the general you, freak out about losing to aggro. Like, there is an element of, you can't have everything. You have to have a bad matchup somewhere. So, I think the thing I would say is, like, I think nerfing Anne and Gray is fine because Rune definitely has the tools to maneuver around and deal with aggro. You know, if Anne and Gray is the only thing, you know, like there's cards that exist in the game right now that they can maneuver and make an anti-aggro build of Rune if that's even necessary. So I don't know. I think that there's an element of needing, you know, you have to have a counter to decks, you know. 5,000 whales who got all 4 exchange tickets. That's fun. Common Orb is the gold premium orb. Yeah. No zero. You even have a Cocytus Prince, which is a burst that doesn't help them to turn 10. It's crazy. Do all these people on this show play the game, actually? Those people in the jerseys definitely do. Like, I know, like, almost all of them. Riggsay does. A couple of these other people do. Some of these are like streamers, some of these are like, not developers, but like people that work hand in hand with side games, right? I noticed that 2 runeless IC are usually greedy. They live and die by certain cards leading to the high. Yeah, exactly. Like when if you go back to my like day 1 decks, I didn't even have Seraph Blessing in Rune because I was like, you can't play 6 of these things. No, that's the build. You know, you play as greedy as you can, and I think there's always adaptation. You know, there's always adaptation in this game. I think Spellboost is just too much. Nerf it to 1 instead of 3. I think either. Yeah. I think something. You even have to think what I build my deck. That's one of my favorite parts of this game, and that's why I'm kind of in neutral mode right now because there's not a ton of deck building to do. But deck building is where I'm on. You know, I love deck building. People already play Edelweiss for early board control. Their option, yeah, exactly. Edelweiss is an insane board control card. I mean, to be fair, Rune is greedy because we don't have much cards since it's only set 1. I know some people use their cards, but I don't think that's a good way of answering that fact. Well, you have to kind of... Okay, so, like... There's no... So, how do I word this? There's no reason to talk about nerfing Anne and Gray is bad because it'll hurt its aggro matchup. But in the universe where we get 150 new cards that we have no idea about. There's no real, there's no discussion to be had there. So we're just talking about right now. Like, we're just talking about the current meta that we know of. Because, like, yeah, we could get a 2-mana... I was about to say, we get a 2-mana 5/5 ward. I guess he's 3 in this game, right? And summoning is 3. But yeah, 27 people have everything. So love that. Is this how much damage Albert has done? That's kind of funny. Is this how much damage Albert has done? Would you say RuneCraft feels like early years Yu-Gi-Oh! Exodia? I didn't play Yu-Gi-Oh! when in the early years. I would say my first memory of Yu-Gi-Oh! was going on the subway, because I was born in New York. Going on the subway, I was 3, no 4, and we got the Millennium Puzzle ice cream. You know how they used to have the ice cream with the bubble gum in the center, or like somewhere? It'd be different. It's Sonic or SpongeBob or whatever. The packaging was nuts because I saw this freaking 3-color hair guy. I was like, who the fuck is this? You know. Then I got to Yu-Gi-Oh later on, like when I was 10. But and I saw the ads. There was like ads for the game a lot too. Albert got game, yeah.
違うのかなというところでした。さあということで、結果こちらになります。今ちょっと出ちゃいましたけど。はいということで。クラスごとに違うんだ。全然違う。わかるんですねやっぱり。
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go turn the air on. Like 30 seconds.
ドンピシャでした。
うわ出た。キス使ってるでしょ絶対。
ララビアも使いたいので。ララビアとオキスが8コスなので絶対7ターン目で先出ししたいです。
あれ対話拒否してくんだよな。
いやいや対話したいのでドライ戦は。
確かにね。1ターン目もね結構ドールユーザーとかね人形側は出ると強いですからね。あとはビショップナイトメアもね、まあビショップなんか1ターン目にアメレット置きたいっていうのもね。そうですね。なるほどね。思いますよ。やっぱカモさん言ってた通りドラゴンは2ターン目ですね。
もちろんそうですよ。で7はガリュウがいますんで。
確か
に。終わりなんでね。
ガリュウで終わり。
で野田さん言ってましたけどね、ロイヤルは6ターン目というね後半の最多。
ロイヤルこれなんだろうね。
Yeah, we got 130 people watching. That's crazy. That's nuts. That's so crazy. Thank you guys. That is really crazy.
まあエクストラベビー今回からねやっぱり採用されて、高校のね取り返しをしやすいような。
This is turns where the extra play point was used. That's interesting. I think this all makes sense, right? Forest, you want to coin out the Glade. Rune, you want to coin out Anagrea. Portal, I think, is probably polluted by... Obviously, Artifact has a bunch of good 2-drops, but they also have the Puppet deck, right? Rune Beak 4 and 6 is funny, yeah. Point I was making with my comparison is a bunch of card draw, the hand full of games. Yeah. It's definitely Exodia in the fact where it's like you kind of know, like, ooh, they're missing one piece and it's over. Like you can kind of tell in the game when they're playing, like, oh, they're happy. You know, they're happy.
正解したチームには10ポイント差し上げます。それでは皆さんお考えください。
The early extra play point matters a lot in aggro decks. For example, on turn 1 playing Abyss, play 2 2-drops.
大量型覗きますね。大量型結構出るよな。まあ当然どっちが多く使われてるかっていうのはあの三々は
Yeah, first turn coining Luminous Lancer, yeah. Yeah, any 2-drop sword has. All of the aggressive decks, all of the board-based decks, they want to be playing a 2-drop on 1. Abyss needs more healing?
さあどうでしょうか。コメントの皆さんも考えてください。
Abyss needs soul conversion to not be 2 play points. That's what Abyss needs. Most played token. Puppets for sure. Puppets for sure. Hold on. Okay, hold on. It might be fairies, because there's no wisps. All of the forest stuff generates a ton of fairies. Also, Forest had like a resurgence in the last like week, and I think it said cut off June 30th. I think that's what that meant. So I'm gonna say puppets. Yeah, soul predation. Yeah.
凄まじい勢いで出てくると思うんですけど、まず一つ目は体当たりしなくてもプレイしただけで1ダメージ与えられるアミュレットがまずあるから、 体当たりしなくても
What does
処理がで
Abyss
きて
need?
戻すことができる。でまたコンボのために使う。
It
あ
needs
とアリア様で3枚一気に出るんですよ。
it needs one more
と
board-based late game
そうそう
piece. So like we have Medusa, who's like a control piece, which is cool. We have a Gravy, who's a control piece, and you're gonna. It's like you still would play them in a mid-range deck. Like you're not gonna play these cards, right? 'Cause they're still good. But you only have Cerberus as like the board, right? And that kind of constricts Abyss into just kind of have to OTK or do like a big 14 damage turn with Cerberus instead of being able to use like one of its strengths, which are really strong 2-drops. I mean, Abyss has nutty 2-drops. Orthrus and Mino are crazy, and then other really strong board-based cards like the 3-drop 1/2 that summons 2 skeletons when it dies. So.
そうでも数見てもらうと分かると思うんですけどめちゃめちゃ僅差でちょっともう一回出ますかね
No, Abyss. Okay, I know you're probably joking. Abyss has the best 2-drops in the game. So I think Orthrus and Mito are better than any other 2-drop in the game. I think Orthrus. Yeah, I think Orthrus and Mito. What's the best 2-drop in the game? Puppeteer, Vengeful Puppeteer, or Lovestruck Puppeteer? I mean, yeah, I think they're better than Lovestruck Puppeteer for sure. 3-drops. It has one of the best 3-drops in the game. The skeleton, or the ghost girl, the 3-drop 1/2 that summons 2 skeletons. That card is nuts. 4-drop. Yeah, I could probably use 4-drops. Seri sucks, and Mukana's pretty bad. 5-drops. Yeah, we could use some help there. I think Gravy just needs to. It needs to remove the text that says "can't evolve." You know, that card cannot evolve most of the time.
夢ありますからね。はい、それではデータ見ていきましょう。こちらです。トレジャーキー何本
And 6 play point. Yeah, it needs 6. Late game proactive follower. Yeah. Other than Cerberus. Yeah, exactly. Mino feels so much worse than Samurai. Though they're completely different cards. Mino and Samurai are completely different cards. Mino is value 2-drop. And it's exactly how Shadow works, or exactly how Abyss works. It's 3/2 worth of stats, divide between 2 bodies. Exactly how Abyss is supposed to work. And then it has the additional effect of the late game Bane Rush. Samurai is a card that early game board sort of like confirmation, right? Because you go like, you play it to make sure your board is not being contested by their thing they just played the previous turn. It gives you no other value in the early game. In the late game, it's removal, 2-drop removal. Completely different cards. Because Samurai is horrendous in the early game. Horrendous. Because Samurai is only good when you're losing the board. Mino's good at every part of the game, period. Orthrus is not necessarily good at every part of the game, but the parts in the game that she is relevant for, she is the best in her class. She is a 2-drop 2/2 ward that accelerates your game plan, and then on Evolve, she has one of the best evolved skills on a 2-drop.
点数ですね。3つのサッカーバレーホッケーで入れた点数、全ユーザーが入れた合計得点です。さあお書きください。
4-drop Yuno is fine. Yuno's issue, I think Yuno is fine. I think Yuno's issue is that there's no deck for her right now. You know, I would Vampy back for Abyss. I think. Stay tuned. I would guess we might get Vampy. Mino should at least have Rush on base. Her being a 2/1 that dies. But the skeleton is 0 play points. It's free. I don't know. That's fine. If you think that, that's fine. I don't think it should get Rush. I think that would make it even more broken than it is. But that's fine.
もう書いてください。もう時間ないんで書いてください。
This definitely has some of the best control tools in the game. Yeah, because Medusa, I mean, I was hyping up, and I still think Medusa is a really good singular card. But I was kind of hyping up Medusa as like the best legendary pre-release, right? When they revealed her, I was like, hello? You know? The ghost you get from Yuno's valid for aggro purposes, especially for Cerberus turn. Yeah.
悩んで7777極めて少ないですねこんな方が。ちょっとギルドの数を舐めすぎてる可能性がありますね。で一番多いのがワールドビヨンドチーム3000万点。こんなもんですか。
いやさっきのそのキーが7000万。
Yuna is better than Ceres most of the time. Yeah, I mean Ceres just Ceres is just one of the worst cards in the game. So.
わかりました。じゃあ皆さんこのね数字出していただいておりますが、データレポートの結果はこちらです。
This is the Japanese video game news experience, everyone. This is the Japanese video game news experience. So remember this. How many times did the ball get hit into the net? Show us Vampy. Show us Lemon Sisters, you know? Like, come on. Can we get on with it? But give Medusa enhanced 10 game store. You know? Who says no? Who says no? It's like that's like I know you're joking. You said like some of these suggestions are funny because it's like those really bad trade proposals on Twitter you'll read like in the baseball space, and you're just like, who says no? Everyone says no. Medusa's like a Geno minion that you don't Evo that can clear even Super Evo. Even Super Evo that you might need to evolve something to clear because if you don't, you lose. Yeah, I mean, going back to one of the basics of the game right now is... Okay, here's the Shadowverse Evolved news, and then we're getting into the Worlds Beyond news, so this will be quick. Is the good decks right now have a lot of ways to remove boards and remove stuff without using evolve points. And that is something that a lot of good decks have and a lot of the bad decks need. But Abyss is separate. Like, Abyss is the opposite. Like, Abyss needs board and win conditions. This is like filler before the actual reveals. Yeah. They gotta keep you seated. There's been demon. Okay. Lara is not something we want in the game right now. Right now, I love Lara. She has an amazing art from Rage Bahamut. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick while we're talking. That is a reference to Shadowverse, and they never used it in Shadowverse. And I'm like, what? She got it later, and they never used it. I was shocked. She's a really good art from ROB. If y'all are interested in this Olivia art, probably the question I get asked the most. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. 1,000 subscribers. Stay tuned.
新たな創生がね、そのワールドビヨンドをテーマにしたね、パックということなんで、アプリだけしかやってないという方もね、ちょっとコレクション気分で見ていただければなと思います。
あそこのリーグ勢のパクって持って帰ってもいいですか
？Just bring Maisha Lashena again. Yeah, right. You know, hey, you know what we should do? Kasim, you weren't so bad. Let's bring Kasim back. Come on back. Come on back. With Flaming Glass unnerfed.
さあということで、これからパックを開けていただく
You know,
方まず前に出ていただきたいと思います。
Come back.
チームから笹原さん。
Heartsick Demon, come back.
続いてエボルブチームから塩見さん。
Come back to the fold. We need you. Unnerfed Elena. Kel. Who'll be talking about Orcus then?
負けるわけがない。
I think Abyss feels awkward to play into some matchups because of all the unwarranted self-damage. Yeah, I think self-damage with no payoff is like, what are we doing? You know, I don't like self-damage with no payoff. For sure, I agree with that.
まあ、みやこさん結構こういう時奇跡起こすタイプではあるんでね。
そうなんですください。
そう本当に。
はい。
Kind of the Abyss would be like
じゃあ
Christmas.
1枚目出していきましょう。お願いします。
せーの。
どう？
I'm Flaming Glass Black whenever I played original. Yeah, I mean, Flaming Glass kind of did irreparable damage to its image later on, but the original Flaming Glass was really cool. Original Flaming Glass was really cool.
せーの。ドン。まあまあまあまあ56でかいですね。
まだ全然。
じゃあ3枚目お願いします。
はい、いきますよ。せーの。
Yeah, 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 yeah.
俺強い。
5はでかいですね、攻撃力。さあ行きましょう。
せーの。
One point Chasm Super. Yo, oh my god, the Super Evo. Yo, Rosa Super Evo Chasm, play Chasm. Shake my hand. I like that card that costs life and returns more on Evolve. Oh, Beryl. I think she's kind of low-key really good. I mean, like, it depends on the deck. Right now, you can't play her. You can't play her in the Roach meta. That's the issue, is like, we're in a Roach meta, so you cannot take damage. You know, you do not want to be taking damage. I was on the game when it launched and very on-off for years, but always loved Shadowverse Force. And Portal, yeah. Blood, yeah. They're popping off on the rodeo. Alright, here's the Laura art from ROB. They never put this in the game. It's like she's literally holding a Shadowverse card. This art. Man, ROB art. You know. You know. I know, Laura's a pretty popular character. She got a leader. She could come back at some point. I love her original version. What if Abyss got a win con for you, the Abyss player going to 0? I'm good on that, I think. Sounds very Nami-esque, you know. Nicola and set 2 for Necromancy win con. I could see there being a sort of Necromancy win con. I don't think we'd get Nicola yet. But yeah. Rodeo Forecast. Yeah, all of these cards are for Evolve. Yeah, like Barrow, hard to clear on the turn she drops, and if she survives, she returns health. Yeah. All gold cards.
これでまず1パック目皆さん向きましたんで、まあレアリティとしては笹原さんの SL ですかね。素晴らしかった。素晴らしかった。
No, you're good. You're good. No, I can't spell what I'm trying to type fast either. Fortunately, yeah. So they put all of the public.
まだ普段ねやっぱアプリで遊んでるねカードが出るんで見てるだけでもね楽しいですよね。しかもボックス買うとねさっき言ったように特典もねナムルさんあるんですもんね。はいそうです。ここで SL 引くのえぐい。さあ今ちょっと集計来ましたポイント。芸人チームトップ。
そんな気した。
There we go. So in Evolve, they put all of the public cards into Force. 29点。サタンヌサーマンとここですからね。あれ88だったね。でワールズビヨンドチーム SL が The maybe cards we're getting Heartless Battle.
審査チームが23ポイント。
Why?
ということになって。
まあでもまだわかりませんよ。
10点差あるから。
はい。
Don't flex like that.
勝利芸人チームが20ポイント。
That's not flexing. No, bro. If I was flexing, I'd pull out the whole alt-arted deck and everything.
また4名出てきてもらいます。
I want to play Evo so bad. Yeah, yeah. But I mean,
エボルブチームから名村さん。
yeah. I've always, I have a love-hate relationship with them. I have a love-hate relationship with them.
はい頑張ります
Are the cards high quality? The in-game, the evolve cards? I can neither confirm nor deny their quality. Flex your playmats. I would if they weren't over there.
頑張ってください
My man, yo, I mean like. Like the set isn't even out yet, and people are like, "Oh yeah, I gotta play some ultra rare Orcus." You got it, big dog. For a deck that dies in one set. That is Shadowverse. Shadowverse. Let's go Team Pink. I know what they said. A big number, yeah. Finally show Vampy. Yeah, I think we're getting Vampy. I think we're getting.
さあ開けてください。
はい出しますわ
20ポイントでかいですからね。
はいはいはい
あ、緊張するな。あ、緊張するな。
はいはいはいいきますよも
いる言われ
う頼むよ
ここ一番高いチームにしかね。
One of them's gonna get
さあ
ultra
準備ですか？
はい
じゃあ1枚目出していただきましょう。どうぞ。
せー
ドン。
の渡していいよ逆だ
お5が出ましたね。
Iron.
さすが
The new streamer variety show. You never know. You never know. No, we're getting news very soon here, guys. Lock in for me. That's it, cause no, I get it. No, bro, if I had money like that, I mean, I wanted to get the Octress leader like day one.
ベリーが5ですね。でかいですね。
I don't even really play Evolve that much, but I will play Sword when it comes out or when tournaments come out around my area again. But it's kind of the off season.
せーの。
There's no difference in the JP stream, yeah. They do it for all 3 team members.
だけど今山場作ってるから今下に行ってこう山場作るから待ってろ待ってろ
Yeah, this is, if y'all are new to Japanese news segments, they make sure, you know, I'm a veteran at this, honestly. Shadowverse, Grand Blue, Fate Grand Order, they chew the scenery.
なんでみんなキラキラなの
I reeled for Orcus leader took like 20 minutes. So, oh, nice.
ちょっと待って村上以外ってこと
Let's see the new patch. After years and years and years and years of this, you kind of just end up. I mean, thankfully, I'm people. That's kind of that's the thing I'm thinking for. Usually this is what it'd be.
格が違うわけです
しかも
わ
攻撃が5なんで15点ですね。
Check my phone a little bit.
なんかやっただろこれ
Play the game I'm watching. Like play the game I'm watching the news segment of,
自分で選んだんじゃない
and they kind of go like this.
さあ続いていいですか？続いていきますよ。
はい
せーの、ドン。
Right. But no, now we're talking about interesting stuff. We're talking about, are they gonna add Laura so that we can OTK with Medusa? You know?
待てここだ次だラスト
Who is that card? Which card?
20ポイントなんで。
頼む
さあ行きましょう。次 OK です。行きましょう。
せー
Was there a new card?
お結構いいんじゃないですか？これで全てですかね？
どうなったかな
Yeah. I rolled for Cerberus and hit like 7 hours. Oh man. They do a man an Athema card. Oh yeah, the Earthight card. Yeah, we'll see what she does in the real game, but I can read you what she does in Evolve. Not that, you know, if you don't know Evolve, it won't really matter, but it
さあと
was
いうことで今中継中になっております。
her name was
いやそうですね。ちょうどいいタイミングでね。
Lala Anthem
村上さんだけちょっとね。
and a theme of Gluttony. I guess they're trying to go for a Lashena.
さあそれでは集計整ったようです。次の1位はこちらのチ
On play.
ームでした。
On place, select the enemy follower on the field and deal 2 damage. Activate Earthright, give this follower a sail. That doesn't mean anything for us. On Super Evolve, select 2 enemy followers on the field and destroy them, and then add 2 to a stack. And then, last words, Earthright, resummon this card.
はいということで、ちょっと時間ないみたいなね、次ちょっと行かせていただきますが、エボルブチーム見事な勝利となりました。さあということで、塩見さんね、これ以外にもたくさん。
Yeah, WB cards are
はい、
nice.
そうなんでございます。本日
Them to add the double attack card to Swordcraft so Kagami can swing twice.
UR カード
We do not need twin blade fury. Swordcraft? What is the card called?
さあ出てますか？はい、UR カードね、見せていただきたいと思います。
Dual blade flurry. Do not need this card. We do not need this
になりますから、
No.
ありますかカード？はい。明日発売になりますので、ぜひ皆さんゲットしていただければと思います。さあカード、ちょっとじゃあ塩見さんに見せていただきましょう。
I haven't missed anything. Yeah, no, we are. If you just get. Whoa. The Annie Gray one. Oh my god, the Annie Gray one. Classic ROV art. Annie Gray one. I am so sad, though, they didn't do an Amelia Altar. So
こ
sad.
ちらですね、エクスチェンジチケットのイラスト
They're filling a card? Yeah, soon.
で手に入ると
Soon TM. Soon
そして
TM.
ラピスやアン&グレアはエボルブならではの
Within minutes. People are saying. No. Within minutes. Cloud with Granblue again so I can have my Zoe back. My worry is, like, is Granblue kind of cooked? Like, if anything, they'll probably do a... I know, they could still do a Granblue collab, and it's, like, a lot of characters that are in the fighting game. So I'm just thinking of, like, relevant Granblue stuff right now, you know? If we had better ways to learn the lore of the characters, I always thought SV just had random characters and stuff. I learned only. Yeah, that's something I would want to. I would say read the flavor text. Most of the flavor text are one for one from the original cards from ROB or whatever. So if you were interested in that, definitely I would say that. The lore is so good. I wish it was more accessible. ROB lore is so good. Just really inaccessible. I mean, I literally have an ROB account, just to sort of like auto translate the events and stuff, you know. Yeah. That Olivia is gorgeous, yeah. The Granblue fighting game is so loved. You know, yeah. Yeah, I don't even have words about the Granblue fighting game. I don't even have words about it. That's just like a whole section of my life that's like Granblue Fantasy Versus was the game I was probably the most excited for of all time. I will never be excited for another game ever again. And that thing did me dirty. That game did me so dirty. Tear. But I'll still run the set. I'll still run the set with anyone on my broken hitbox. Yeah, so there's gonna be an SP Luna if people, you know. Yeah, flavor text and wiki, yeah. Magisa. Yeah, I mean, I think they should do Magisa just straight up. Oh, I'm asleep. Evolve is cooked. An original Evolve set. Or is this just gonna be the ROB? Is this just gonna be the ROB? No, because this looks like the world that the main Runecraft girl is from. So. He said, it made me love, but I hated it. You know. When you try to run the set, we can do, once I set the Discord up. I'm gonna set the Discord up. I will. I promise. But we can do, bro, if people are fighting games, like, my favorite fighting game is CF, Central Fiction. I mean, anyone here plays Blades with Central Fiction. I mean, it's you know, run the set immediate, you know.
繋いで見ていきましょう。ワールズビヨンド
Here we go. The moment we've all been waiting for.
はい皆さん
Wait, what?
こんにちは。
ちょっとじゃあ順番に今の勝利数を
もう田畑やっとけよ絶対。
The moment we've all been waiting for reveals.
ちょっと自分少なそうかなっていう人からちょっと手を挙げて。
自己と
じゃあ一旦田畑さんからいきましょう
田
か。
畑。
Aether, my love. Yeah, I definitely think Aether's coming. I definitely think Aether's coming. I'll hold you to that. I'm a decent set. I am a not decent anything in Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. I'm a not decent anything in Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. I had that Grand in version 1, you know. Grand and Catalina.
ミルさんどうですか。ちょっと少なめで手を挙げてましたけど。
But you probably beat the shit out of me in Grand Blue, to be honest. Anyone that, like, says they play Grand Blue, I probably should just back off. But...
でも田畑さんより倍勝ってるってことですね。
We got it, you know.
はい。
No, I like Vera and Beatrix, though, right now. In Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. BB2 Evo announcement, Copium. If they announced a second Blaze Blue, I would cry. Cry. I would cry. If they announced another Blaze Blue, I would cry. On stream.
どうなんですか。アグロドラゴンで。
See, I'm on top in a Noel main for 10 years by now. Yeah, Noel's really cool. Oh, man. I wish we were watching the stream so I could play the music. If you guys are new here, you should check the gameplay streams. We play a lot of fighting game music and stuff. It's very fun. Play Blaze Blue. I miss Chrono Phantasm. Yeah. 150, we have 150 viewers now.
34でじゃあ吉本ゲーミングパラちゃん。
パラちゃん。
はい。
今何勝でしょうか。
6勝です。
We have
6勝しております。すごっ。
That's crazy. We're getting to the exciting part. We're getting to the exciting part, guys. Hold on. My favorite fighting game is Melty Blood. Which one? The original or the new one? Blaze Blue Clash Guilty Gear crossover game. That's what BB Tag should have
デ
been.
ッキはスペルウィッチとスペルウィッチミラーを避けるための影光ロイヤル握ってます。
Kagemitsu. He's done! Yo, he heard Kagemitsu. He said.
そうです。
わかりました。
Yo, he heard Kagemitsu and he
パ
died.
ークの様子もちょっと見ていける
He's like, that deck sucks. He's probably like, that deck is garbage. There's a fly in
田畑さん
here.
座ってね、対戦台座って。
多すぎやろ。
すごい、今2連勝中。
He said.
いや、いっぱいみんな来てくれてますね。
Only Tekken 8 wasn't garbage. Or, yeah, only Tekken 8 wasn't. I tried Tekken 7. I think I said the story on stream. I tried Tekken 7 because I'd never played Tekken. Bro, I tried, guys. I tried. Well, I'm just poured CF on modern hardware with cross-playing call today. First fighter being BB Tag is crazy work. That's like I told you that was my story. The first real fighting game that I played really was BB Tag, but I knew pretty fast that the game sucked. I was not. There was not a long period of time where I was like, "Wow, this game is awesome. This is my favorite fighting game of all time." Everyone should play BB Tag.
いや、これは SL ですね。SL。
You know.
まあじゃあちょっと秘蔵のコレクション見せますよ。当たったやつ。なんと。
But I made my way to the good stuff. Why do you hate versus? I'm curious. So. Just have them in a corner opening packs? Yeah. So, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. That was like the height. When they announced it, I still have the voice recordings that I sent to my friend, freaking out at one of these 4 a.m., you know, reveals. When it said, oh man, that trailer and the song, it's still... I can hear it. I can hear the trailer. I can see the trailer. I can see the Grand Cypher coming across and immediately knowing it's a fighting game. Immediately. And that was the height of my fighting game fandom. Because I was like we said, realizing BB Tag sucked ass. Getting into Granblue. I'd been into Granblue for like a year at that point. Been playing Shadowverse. And then, you know, we're going to like Guilty Gear, we're going to Real BlazBlue, we're going to, you know, all this other stuff. So I'm like, oh my gosh, one of my favorite franchises, getting a fighting game made by Arc System Works, we're good. I have all of this stuff. I have like 2 months later, I started writing lists of who I think they should put in the game. I went through the entire, every Granblue character, thought about like what kind of move list they have, you know. So it's starting to fast forward. I started making a lot of friends, like in the Discord and stuff, about the game. Are we gonna reveals? Anyway, so we're getting to the game, and I think my first issue was the cast was terrible. The cast was just very lame, and it was only 11 characters or 12 characters. Because it was just not the characters I was into. It was all the main, obvious, popular characters. But it's like, okay, that's fine. Later on, they'll add the characters I want. They didn't do that for a very long time, but whatever. Game comes out. If you guys did not play Season 1 of Granblue Fantasy Versus, it was one of the worst fighting games ever. And here's the misconception. The misconception is that Belial ruined the game. That when Belial came out, 6 months later, it ruined the game. No, the game was terrible before then. I'm sorry. Grand hitting, obviously the boot, but hitting heavy, like random heavy, and then you lose 6,000 damage. You lose 6,000 health off of heavy special, heavy super cornball game. It was a cornball game. And then Belial came out, who I already don't like as a character. And then he was just nuts. We're gonna pause this story and I'll finish it later. But yeah, that's part 1 of Granblue Fantasy Versus. That was me for Marvel Talk on Fighters Real. Yeah, I think that game kind of looks cool, but I'm worried because think about all the new Arc System Works games that have come out. You know, Granblue Fantasy Versus, talked about that already. Alright, let's lock into the reveal. Let's talk about the thing people are here for. Alright, so this guy on the right is a very famous Shadowverse caster. And him too. They both are. I just recognize the guy on the right because I hope this doesn't sound bad, but he looks like Michael Jackson. Have any Worlds Beyond cards been revealed? You are just in time, Anderson. You are just in time. Just in time. Just in time.
はい、やっぱり診断情報が皆さん気になっているのではないかと思います。
I played a bit of the game as a Zoe player, big Zoe fan, but I mean, fighting games are cool because you can like always get better, but there is sort of like a PV. All right, okay, here we go. If we see Leisha, I'm crying and screaming. No, I can't scream. It's 4-11. But if we see Leisha, I'm crying. Okay, this is the Amantha or Anantha. Why can't I get that name right? Okay, so she is kind of a witch. Okay, she is kind of a witch. This is a new character. She looks sick if that's a girl. Feline. We knew that. We knew Feline was coming. New Ponzu. Ponzu is just... Ponzu is in his bag right now. he is in his bag right now, by the way. Who is that? Odin! Oh, that's sick! Shows, can you give me one more? Infinity Evolved? Okay. Okay.
なんか可愛らしいキャラだったり、かっこいいキャラだったりがたくさん出てきましたけれども、いかがですか？
Okay. We're here. We're here.
知ってるってなりました。
Okay. All right. People are gonna learn pretty quickly, Grimnir.
おなじみの方が
People are gonna learn pretty quickly.
その通り
Alright.
ですよ。そしてこちら
That
の
swords
公開を記
woman
念した
girl
プレ
looked
ゼ
really
ント
cool.
キャンペーンをシャドーバースワールズビヨンド公式 X アカウントで実施予定です。詳細
Yeah,
は
Grimnir and Odin are both
くださいね
neutral.
ということで早速新カードパックインフィニティエボルブの中から
I know nothing what I just saw. Yeah, a lot of those were characters from the old game, so we're gonna see them probably soon. Yeah, Grimnir enhanced 10 v. And Grimnir, all versions of Grimnir were good. All of the Grimnir versions were
エボル
good.
ブってついてるのは結構エモいんじゃないかな。そうですね。
Oh no, it says Storm. No, the original Odin, like we talked about at the beginning of the stream, the original Odin was banish anything, including ambulance.
まずはこちらです。
He was a hard removal thing. Here's Odin, but it looked like he has Storm, so don't listen to me. But the original did have, did not have Storm. This art is so
ファンファーレ能力で相手の場のカード1枚を消滅することができる
so
疾走フォロワーとなっております。
Infinity Evolved is kind of a broken name, to be honest.
が効きますし、相手の場のカード
Infinity. Okay.
いけたりします。
Here we,
しかもね、今後
Here we go.
ニュートラルなので、
7 drop 4 2. On play, choose one card on your opponent's field. Destroy it. I don't know if that means banish, and then it has Storm.
人形ネメシスも店内で恐ろしいですよね。
So neutral banish, it can hit amulets. That's basically what the original Odin did, but it has Storm.
さあ、銀節来ました。
Well, Gensetsu and Yuzuki?
総輪役を銀節&ユズキでございます。
I kind of feel like they did Gensetsu a little wrong here.
ナイトメアクラスのレジェンドカードです。モードを持っています。一つおぎつねを4枚出すか。
Am I crazy? I feel like they did Gensetsu a lot. Like, I love Yuzuki. I kind of like Yuzuki more than Gensetsu, you know. But Gensetsu, definitely, you gotta kiss the ring. You gotta kind of pay respect to Gensetsu. We'll get all of this in a second here. We'll get all of this in a second here, guys. What was she? 9 drop 5/9. So this is the main body. Fanfare. Choose one of the following. Put 4 of those Fox tokens on the field, or destroy 4 random enemy follows on your field, on your opponent's field. Heal your leader by 4. That's pretty good. That I like that. That's flexible. It's control or board based or board. You know, still 9 mana is kind of late. What do the Foxes do in this game though? Yeah, I like that flexibility, but 9 cost is kind of late in this game. But depending on what the Foxes do, maybe that's fine. Okay, so the Foxes are Rush, Ward, Last Words, give a random one of your Yuzuki and Gensetsu cards plus 1 attack. So very similar to the original version as well. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good, but 9 cost is like pretty late, you know. They girlfriends? Yeah. This is Gensetsu's voice actor. Okay, everyone on Twitter, they're revealing they are revealing the cards. Let me see if I can bring it up.
さあ、そしてですね、今回はこのパックの顔にもなってるんじゃないでしょうか。次のカードはこちら。
What's next? Feline, 2 drop fighter? Dragon players rise up. Dragon players rise up. Hold on. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. 8 fighter already is like fighter. Fighter.
肝心のこのトークンスペルですね。見ていきましょう。銀賞の吐息の能力はこちらです。 コスト3のスペルでこちらもモードを持っています。1つ目の能力で相手の場のダメージを受けている方は
Service won't carry all of this by herself. Yeah, hopefully not. Yeah, yeah,
相
yeah.
手のターン終了まで相手の手札のすべて
And she gets White Frost Whisper? Uh-oh. Dragon? Dragon?
これすごいですね。
Dragon?
これすごいところが222で必殺を持って
This is the Twitter. The official Twitter is revealing stuff. Oh, they had the Yuzuki up. This art is so sick of Odin. So it is Banish and then Storm. We'll wrap up and we'll talk. Or, you know, once they reveal everything, we'll talk about my opinions and stuff. After everything, of course. So.
コンボをね主体としたデッキも結構あるんで、その手札のコストを上げることでしっかり一旦もらう。
I'm up now. Yeah, we're up. Yeah, they usually use the same token art. White Frost Whisper is 3 play points. Yeah, I'm not sure. That Odin is Pog. Yeah, yeah. Yes, Odin can banish amulets. You know, it's almost like the stream was scripted. We were like, man, the pros and cons of banishing amulets, and then here we go, right? Odin. That's okay. So they're gonna do more reveals on the next half or the next part of what is this? Oh, here's Feline leader. What was that altar? I don't know. 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 I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that one, Chief. Podzu, you're still in your bag. You're still the GOAT. I'm sure that was a call down, right? I'm sure that was a call in the bullpen, right? Get the feet up. You know, like, you know, what is he gonna do? Not do it, you know? He says, if you tell me to make a burger, I'm gonna make a really good burger, right? You know, but I mean, that's very, you know, Blue Archive coded, to be honest. That was a very Blue Archive coded reveal. Yeah, I mean, the people, you know, there are some people that are eating right now. You know what I mean? There are some people that are eating. So, you know, there are some people that are eating right now. That was a shock. That was a shock, to be sure. That was a shock. No, I just want the board. Yeah, no, you don't understand, guys. No, you don't understand. No, I just happened to get 2 tickets. No, I did not buy 700 packs. No, I did not buy 700 packs. I just happened to get 2 tickets.
皆さんぜひチェックしてください。続いてはこちらです。
Oh, another leader? Gensetsu Yuzuki.
インフィニティエボルムのカード図鑑が追加され、カードを集めていくとカードスタイルメイドエンジェルチェレッタを報酬としてもらうことができます。
So this is a alt art of a card that we obviously don't know about yet. Fighter, neutral fighter, silver. You know, we love fighters.
続いてはメインストーリーの情報です。新たにメインストーリーへディアロジャーレ編が追加されます。
Pay to win, you are chilling the.
まずはあらすじをご紹介します。
For real.
圧倒的な防御
I was like,
言語による意思疎通は不可能であり、
Now I get why people have been bullied up. Someone's dropping some bans for the. No, yes. I mean, like, you should see the. Yeah. I shudder to think what's her name's gonna. Sekka's gonna be in this game.
なんというかドライチェーン編とは違うようなちょっとただちょっとやっぱまがまがしさある。
That was a flashback. Like honestly, that was a flashback. I did not have that on my scorecard. I did not. How do you score that for the people at home scoring?
ちょっと知りたいんですが、こちらはじゃあ一部シーンをリリースに先駆け
Okay,
て
so
動画
let's.
でお伝えしたいと思います。こちらをどうぞ。
What is this?
勝負の魔王について
Oh, they're showing story stuff. After this, we'll look at what Feline does. You can't. Kamina, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. I was like, something's different. Something's different. Something's different. And then I was like,
何しろ第三部隊長が犠牲になるくらいだからね。
Obelisk, the Tormentor.
神出鬼没で得体の知れない強大な敵。
Yeah, I didn't have that
それ
either.
が勝負の魔王について今のところ分かっていることだ。
I too am curious about the fighter thing. Yeah, sorry, fighter means 2-drop 2-2. That's just sort of the generic term for the 2-drop 2-2. It's like how you call, yeah, yeah, that's just sort of the generic term from Shadowverse 1 to refer to 2-drop 2-2s. Sorry, I should have explained. Okay, let's look at what Feline does.
謎の人物たちが。
そうね。
You guys can see the Twitter, right?
出ました。ちょっと逆に気になっちゃいますね。ここね見ちゃうとね。
謎が謎。
Fanfare if you're an overflow, add White Frost Whisper. 2-drop 2-2 Bane. Evo, deal 1 damage to all enemy follows. Let's see what White Frost Whisper does. Okay, so 3-drop.
異形と書いて異形ですね。皆さんね、そういう難しいところもディアロジアーレ編の楽しめるところだと思いますので、ぜひ皆さんメインストーリーもね、もちろんドライチェーンちゃんも今公開中ですので、合わせてぜひ楽しんでいただきたいです。よろしくお願いします。続いてはバトルパスのご紹介です。第2弾のプレミアムパスの報酬を一部ご紹介します。こちらです。
よろしく頼む。
Oh, there's Neptune. After this, we'll go back to that, but we will definitely go back to that. But let's look at this new sword leader. Yeah, we'll go back to that in a second. Neptune's cool. Cool confirmation we're getting Neptune. Okay, let's go back. So, fighter with Bane. So already like pretty good, you know. Think about, you know, history of good dragon decks. Ramp with the early mid game. You know, this immediately makes me think of like Masamune. This like immediately makes me think of Masamune. Just as a fighter with Bane. Evo, deal 1 damage to all enemy models. Okay, you know, Evo's like, meh, right? White Frost Whisper 3-drop, select a mode to activate. Destroy all damaged enemy followers. Increase the cost of all cards in your opponent's hand by 1. All of my Forest haters, all the people who hate Forest, all the people who hate Rune, all my haters, like haters, capital H8. You better stop liking them. You better stop liking me, you know. Yeah. This is a very strong card. Very strong card. You have to be an overflow to get the Whisper? Yeah. You're just killing any board with an Evo point for 5 play points. So for 5 play points, you're killing any board
ミッションを達成した日数分、つまり
Not necessarily. Okay, caveat. Type Amelia. Amelia does, you know, my goat. She does protect. She does protect against this.
1人最大10個ですね。さらに今回は
You know,
豪華ゲーム内アイテム
the second effect is so good. The second effect is very strong. I didn't think they'd print something like this that fast. Because we had effects like this with on Rule 9 and stuff like that, and it was not on Dragon. It was not on a Dragon card. Yeah, I think this card is extremely strong. I think this is one of the things Dragon needed. If it gets a couple more card draw, maybe one more card that says ramp, I think we're looking really good. I think Dragon Heads are looking really good, especially once you equip the new feet leader.
もらえますので、すごいお得なので、ぜひ皆さん遊んでくださいね。
まあね、前回こうゲットできなかったっていう人もねたくさんいらっしゃると思うので、まあ
What do you guys think? What do you guys think? That seems increased cost is sick. This is strong, but not broken. Yeah, I kind of agree. Does this affect engage too? I'm not sure. That's a good question. I think it's just. Wait, what do you mean engage? Because it's just cards in your hand. Playability with evolve point and an overflow. Yeah, its flexibility is what makes it nice. Yeah, because it's like most of the time you're gonna be clearing boards, right? But when you draw it in the late game, you could really interrupt some decks. You could really interrupt some decks. It won't kill Roach at all. The thing it will do is Roach plays will just try to run you down with Roach throughout the game instead of calming you in one turn only. But we can fight. We can fight that. We can fight the on-growing hordes of fairies. We can fight that. What we can't fight is the roaches, the flying roaches, right? If they have to switch to a game plan like that, we already win. We already won. Not like won in the game, but we won, you know, the battle, or the theoretical battle, right? There's no way this won't be in every Dragon deck. The only way it wouldn't have been in every Dragon deck is if it was a 2-1 or something. This will be played in every Dragon deck till the end of time. It increases the play point by 1. So it's gonna stop like Kakaitis on 10, right? Stuff like that, you know. What are these changes? All missions reset at 5 now, and they're making missions easier to complete. That's good. I guess it's not enough. Is that what you mean by it's bad? I mean, I think missions resetting at 5 are really good, because I hate that if you don't play every day, or you, like, don't complete a mission at the exact same time, your missions are all out of whack. Is it blanket effect, or does it only affect the cards in the opponent's hand currently? In the hand currently. In the hand currently. That's what I thought it was, but I wanted to make sure. But in the original game, that's how it's always been. In the hand currently.
こちらの反響に合わせて、今後の週末ロビー大会については調整していく予定でございます。いやこれまた気軽に参加できるよ。
Missions like one game less. Yeah, that I mean that's good, but it's not enough, right? Fish will probably still use Apollo for clear. You can probably use both. They'll try to make 5 damage Roach earlier and bounce it. Get on another turn. Yeah. Fully statted fighter with Bane is pretty good.
なんと特別なデッキプレゼントキャンペーンが決定しました。全ユーザーさん
It's not that good in Dragon. It is because it's just a fighter. It's a fighter with a good effect. And you play Apollo anyway. Like, Apollo kind of sucks. It's a 3-drop 1-2. Like, you're probably still going to play Apollo, but this is definitely like an immediate addition because it's a fight. It's a 2-drop 2-2. I don't know if you answered, but do Nerfs get announced during streams? Typically, new starter decks. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Kind of check spell boost for all of us can play that decline. Kind of, it kind of does. I think it only stops the Kakaitis part, because like everything else can just, you can play another spell, the stuff gets reduced by 1, right? Does the evolve work with Bane? Yeah, it keeps Bane on evolve. if that's what you
逆に
mean.
一つのクラスで出なかったカードが補えちゃうみたいなことももちろんありますから、
Exactly
いろ
what
ん
we
なね
needed so
受
many
け取り方ができるん
times.
じゃ
I
ない
need
か
one
な
more
と
turn.
思い
Yeah,
ます。
exactly.
こちらは受け取り期間第3
Yeah, I don't think they're nerfing anything right now,
決
but
まっておりますので、そこら辺の方はお忘れなく、シャドバ気になってるなというお友達にもぜ
they're
ひ教えてあげてください。
testing 8-person lobby
受け取り
tournaments.
方などの詳細は
That's
後日
interesting.
ゲーム内のお知らせな
I
ど
don't
で
know
お
why.
伝えしますので、楽しみに待っていてくださいね。
Just to go faster? Yeah, it says, yeah, I see it. Yeah, it's 8-person now. That's interesting.
でした。いやー、さいっぱい読んだ。ちょっと
Yeah, so we're gonna be giving a deck giveaway. You can choose one of the 7 decks. So I assume it'll be similar to the star decks. If we get that every set, that's pretty okay. I kind of like that.
ですね、こんな感じになっておりまして、パート2の方でイベントだったりフォーマットだったり、しかも3枚。
Did I miss anything? They revealed a couple cards. We're gonna wrap everything up once they reveal everything, and we'll talk about everything. So you want to stick around, but if you want to check, the English Twitter has all of them up right now that they've revealed so far. So, is it started for new players only or everyone? It says everyone. It says everyone. Does Lucky Chess Pity move over?
はい、まずはご紹介していきましょう。こちらでございます。レイジシャドーバースジャパンチャンピオンシップ
No, unfortunately, it does not. It does not.
大会優勝賞金がどちらも500
It does not. I don't believe so. They haven't said anything about it moving over, but I'd be shocked if it does. I don't think it does. What about turns Egypt into redrawing the guidance? My bad, King. My bad, King. My bad, King. My bad. My bad. Do they maintain the cost +1 like how cards maintain? No, I think it's just for the turn, right? Until the end of their turn. So it's just a one-turn like stop. The fact that it's all cards is really crazy. This is really gonna hurt decks like Sword, where you're playing stuff on curve so much. Like let's think about this scenario where you go ramp, and I mean, I guess this card just shits on Sword anyway, because it has the AoE thing, but like, in a scenario where you're like, ramp once, and you're able to like, stop their Geno, it's like really strong. Even just like playing her just in the mid game after you're in overflow, and then holding the spell, this card is just so good. This card is really good. Hanzu is in his bag.
各種大会にてレイジシャドーバースの Day1 不戦勝権利を与えられている選手はオンラインチャンピオンシップの Day1 不戦勝権利が与えられます。Day2 シード
They give us a starter every set.
ワイルドカード Day2
If they give us a starter every set, that'd be nice.
オンラインチャンピオンシップの Day2 参加権利が与えられます。
I think it's still 11 if you draw. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true, actually. Yeah. I think it would. I think it would because all effects stay. So you get the other Kakaidas. Are we playing 2 Kakaidas now? Has a lot of versatility. Dragon and Odin, something rampant too. Yeah, I hope we can. It'd be sick if, oh my god, if we go to like a boomer old ramp dragon where we're playing Odin and we're playing Kakaidas and we're playing Grimnir and we're playing these garbage cards, but we're 3 turns ahead, so it doesn't matter. And then we drop Feline and they're like no board. That'd be awesome. 9 Casavalia, let's go. I know, right? Yeah, against the classes where the +1 doesn't matter, the board wipe dunks on them anyway. Exactly. Way better than the special one? Yeah. Oh, did he get rid of Lapis forever? I think, right? The Lapis isn't... Because the old Lapis literally had a text where it's like, if this card is removed from play at all, you get the effect. Who's the femboy next to Odin? Grimnir.
1で実施する大会となっておりまして、
If you don't know Grimnir, you will soon.
準優勝者に1万円が贈呈されます。
Yeah, it makes Lapis
さらにですね、
fun to play.
今回から優勝者に大型大会の Day2
Okay,
参加権利も
I don't want to talk about Odin too much yet. I think that card is... I think that card is not good from what we know right now. So I don't know if it's really gonna shit on, you know, Haven, because is there anything to, you know, like, who's gonna play it? Ram Dragon, probably. Other Haven decks, maybe. Probably the Kagemitsu deck. Probably the Kagemitsu deck.
さあ、ここまでですね、様々な大会情報をご紹介してきましたが、
Once they reveal everything, we're gonna talk about it, though.
こちらの大会をご紹介していきましょう。 本日紹介した
Is Kagai's worth in when they already have things like Tempest Dragon? That is always the question with Kakaida's cards, because it's like Kakaida's cards are really good when you don't have a ton of late game stuff. If we get a ton of late game stuff for Dragon, then we might not need Kakaida's. We'll just have to see. I mean, right now I'm thinking we play Kakaida's, but Aggro Storm deck like Dragon will, in my opinion. Yeah.
大会運営でトラブルが発生する場合もございます。そのため
maybe with Super Evos. I don't know. 7 mana.
大会ごとにちょっとした参加賞だったり、優勝賞品、参加者に抽選で当たる賞品などご用意させていただく予定でございます。
Maybe, we'll see, we'll see. I'm just thinking of like in the past when we've gotten Odins like this. Like we got like a 7-drop 4/2 Odin to like invoked.
腕試しで、はい。そしてもうすでに決まっておりまして、
We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Big neutral cards are secretly dragon cards. Yeah, exactly.
ベータテスト大会は
Show me cool sword things. I bet we will. I think we will.
キャスターが増えております。
I just joined Mr. Yu-Gi-Oh! Trader 99. I just joined, but man, that exchange ticket is looking valuable for real. What do you mean by that?
まあ僕はちょっと解説もやろうかな。実況だけじゃなくて、
なんかちょっといつもと違ったシャッフルユニット的な感じ。
Most Fruit Amulet is the Portal Craft 2 damage on Fuse.
実況解説もちょっとベータテストさせていただいて、いろんな形を試したいという。
Yeah, but that card was already kind of like on the outs. Like I was never in love with that card, and I feel like there are some builds without that card anyway. But yeah, you're right. That is like the biggest loser of a card like that, or a card like Odin for sure.
のベータテストについてもご紹介していきたいと思います。8月2日火曜日に大阪府カード王にてこちら開催予定でございます。
Yeah, it does remove Lloyd for sure.
2025の参加権利および交通費と宿泊費。
My lawyer just informed me that I did not mean anything by it. I got you. I got you.
こちらですね、チケットは明日の7月11日金曜日の18時から先着順にて販売予定でございます。皆様のご参加をお待ちしております。ぜひ一緒にこれから
Godwood staff will be a good target. Turn 7. Like, yeah, if you're ramping, we're cool. Like if you're getting it off on 5. But on 7? He already drew 3 cards. You know, he already drew a ton.
はい、優勝者にワールドグランプリ2025の出場権が与えられます。エクストラチャンピオンシップ2025の参加資格が販売中でございます。現在大阪大会、ありがとうございます。完売になりました。
So far, Ramp Dragon's looking really good because we have Odin for sure, we have Feline for sure, obviously, and we have the prospect of Grimnir, who will probably be a big neutral, you know.
参加チケットの購入は先着順となっておりますので、出場検討されている方はぜひ。
Trying to think of what Odin or what Grimnir will do. Do you guys mind if we look at the old Grimnirs?
チケットが6000円となっております。 公式 X などでも公開されていますが、
So the original Grimnir was 3-drop 2/3 ward, And then on Enhanced 10, he dealt 4 damage to all enemies 4 times, including the face. Obviously, back then, the power level was so low, this card was really strong. This was a really, really strong card. And it seems like they're kind of doing a combination of, like, the old versions and the new versions. So, like, Odin, the original Odin, was like a 8-drop 4/3, right? Banish enemy follower amulet. This card was pretty good, you know. And then the next Odin's, was it this one? Yeah, this one was the Storm, the one I was referencing. 4/3 7-drop. Invocation was it comes from your deck into play if you do like the quest. It had Storm and it could like clear some things if you swing into other things. So think about that. I bet Grimnir will do probably the AoE like on 10 or something. And the next Grimnir was very similar, but it did 7 damage to only the followers, and equal the amount of times you've evolved this game. I don't think they'll ever do anything like that again. And then, of course, I think the Grimnir that was the most sort of iconic in the later era of the game was this one. Grimnir deal 2 damage to a random enemy. That included the face. If allied followers have evolved at least 5 times, do this 5 times. So if you clear the board and you play 2 of these, or if the board is cleared and you play 2 of these and you evolve 5 times, you win the game. So that's 20 damage total. So maybe they do some sort of like weak neutral win con on like a ward body, you know, something like that. Do I just come back in 2 hours for the second reveal? I think the second reveal will be here soon. The second reveal will be here soon. Yeah, no, that was definitely the most iconic one, but like in the later era of Shadowverse, the 4, because I think definitely that 4-drop 3/5 was way more game warping than the original Grimnir. So I guess like iconic wise, and the original Grimnir was more iconic, but in the late era, that Grimnir, that 4-drop Grimnir was extremely strong. Extremely strong. I generally do think people have the wrong idea of Odin underestimating the removal ward like Lloyd and do 7 on super remote. I think my issue with it is it's like, maybe, we'll see, Comment for Dragon. Choose your Dragon. That was literally a flashback. I want to go back and see if it actually was done by Ponzu, the alt art, because I know a lot of, because Ponzu didn't do the alt art for Orcas, which really surprised me. But I'm not going to. Starting to get light out. A little bit. Tenko Haven and Item Shop Room. I'll take Tenko Haven. I'll leave Item Shop. Isn't Odin better than Selwyn? Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Selwyn was like a basic card anyway, right? Or, you know, like, Selwyn was cool, but like kind of a basic card, right? But yeah, it's definitely better than Selwyn. For sure.
そしてですね、大会の他にもですね、豪華商品がゲットできる巨大ガチャや3人チーム戦フライトトーナメント、さらには豪華ゲストを招いたスペシャルステージイベントなど、1日を通してワールズビヨンドを楽しめる学生向けコンテンツが満載のイベントとなっております。 大会参加のみの事前イベント、事前エントリーは大会参加だけは事前エントリーが必要なんですけども、
なるほど、
はい、その他のイベントでは、学生であれば当日入場無料で遊ぶことができますので、
This is going to be a 3-hour
ぜ
stream.
ひ遊びに来ていただければと思います。そしてですね、学者とパーティーなんと年度内4回実施するというところまで予定されております。
No, so the detective is good because it's a fully statted 3-drop, and it gives you a card to use not only for that effect, that niche removing ward effect, right? But it also is used for the fan because you can. It's a random card you can get rid of with the fan that you don't care about, and then it's also a card that kind of gives you +1 on Ruby because you get rid of a card that is like a token card basically, and then you draw a real card.
これは嬉しいですね。嬉しいですね。なんか ES 大会みたいな感じだと思うんですけども、参加賞はですね、ご覧のエンブレムの中から主催
Just put 1K in the game for.
1種類が手に入ります。そしてシャドーバースエボルブの
I mean, they got some people. I mean, there are people that are bought
優
in.
勝者はこちら。後人の勇者アマリアのエンブレム、そしてプレミアムオーブのかけらが1個、シャドーバースエボルブのPR パックが追加で2パック贈呈されます。すごい。アマリアはここだけじゃないかな。そうですね。景品とても豪華になっておりますので、ぜひ参加していただければなと思います。こちらですね、現在シャドナビにてエントリー受付中ですので、お近くの店舗があればぜひご参加ください。ということで、ちょっとごめんなさい、長くなっちゃったんですけども、大会情報以上でございます。
ありがとう。ビヨンドはすごいすごい。いやでも友田もすごい。
ちょっともう盛りだくさんでございます。
本当に。
Alright, can we get to
長丁
more
場ありがとうございます。
皆さん
本当にありがとうございます。以上でワールズビヨンド最新情報
Here we go.
パート1はいったパート2に引き継ぎということで、皆さんね、後半もまだまだありますので、そちらをお楽しみに。チャンネルはそのままということで、さらにやっと番組も折り返しはい、そうなんですよ。
まだ半分なんですけども、あと半分とも言えるということですね。
こちらがですね、この後のコーナーでございます。今パート1まで終わりましたね。なのであと4、5、6が残っております。はい。巨大サッカーボール？
何なの？
何ですかこれは。
Oh, soccer.
また楽しいものがたくさんありますので、このままぜひね、楽しんでいっていただければなと思います。はい。それでは続いてのコーナーに行く前にこちらの映像をご覧ください。どうぞ。教えてエース。初めてのシャドーバース教室第1回シャドバを始めよう。
Oh shit, this is gonna be super fucking loud. I was gonna make a joke. I was gonna open Umusume as a joke, but then I realized I think it's gonna be super fucking loud, so we're not gonna do that. But I could not care less about the soccer event. Shaolin soccer. Just mash together the previous blood and Shadow's expansion. I'm with you, Big Dog. I'm with you. I'm with you. So what are we thinking Neptune does? That's a good topic. Let's talk about what Neptune does. So the original Neptune, 7-drop 5/5 summon a Megala Orca. Was a 2-drop 2/2. So it was a 5/5 ward summons a 2/2. So kind of okay stats, right? On evolve, you evolve all Megala Orca. So kind of interesting. This was also in the second set, which is that's something we can look at. Because since this is Infinity evolved, maybe we can look at Darkness evolved cards and see like what could come out in Darkness evolved. Or from Darkness Evolved. So Liza was in Darkness Evolved. Yeah, we're definitely getting Liza. We know that. Kind of know that. Tia, obviously, you know, I had Tia on the list. Sword. Do we get like a Leo? Could we get like a Leonidas? A White Paladin, maybe? We got a couple White Paladins in the first game. So we get White Paladin. Maybe. Oh, Emmylou we're definitely getting. Pascal would be cool. We already got Remy Ramy. Levy makes a lot of sense. Dragon, we already know we're getting Neptune. So many of these cards are like replaced with the evolved cards now, like Rights and Flute. Shadow and Blood, Vampy, all my Vampy people. I don't. Can they do the Feline and Vampy people too? Like, can they? Is that okay for them to do? Are they gonna be able to take Feline and Vampy? Sharon, I'm almost 100% positive we're getting Sharon. Sarah would be sick if we got Sarah. Elena? Oh man, we got Elena. This would be a great set. This would be a great set. We got Elena. We're probably getting Wilbur and 4 of those things.
何があっても全部倒す勢いで蹴ろうって思いました。なので先に謝っておきます。ドライツ見せてもらいましょう。野球でしか見ないネットが。リーグでのちょっと防球ネットが今ありますんで。映してほしいけど。じゃあ
You're missing ball kicking. I'm good. What am I gonna do with the throw? Yeah, I know. I'm with you. I'm with you, Dallas. When will this head not be able to be taken? I need my man Hector in the game. But I'm kind of worried about him because we already got Cerberus, and Cerberus is very similar to Hector, but not enough. Like, Hector was that boy, the 5'6", and the board was full. Yeah, I might see Shadow. Yeah, I know. This is so much worse than I thought. And man, yo, Riggs, they still got Riggs in the basement opening set freaking 14 case of Shadowverse Evolve. We got almost 200 people watching them kick a stupid inflated ball. Don't pay my. Where the pro going? Where is it going? What do you mean? Where is it going? What do you mean? Where is it going? I've pretty much had it for like my whole life. I need to get it cut soon though. Japanese variety show stuff, yeah. For a card game. Mordecai was so sick, one of my favorite cards ever. Oh man. At least make it with the anniversary, give us rewards depending on it. I know, yeah, like with the Granblue Fantasy, or with the Granblue. What am I doing with it? Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, I just had it literally like. Do I have any photos of me when I was a kid? I'm trying to think around here. But I've had it for a very long time. There's a very funny photo of me at Disneyland with my Incredibles shirt on. Sorry, Disney World, because we went to Disney World in Florida. I was 4. A very funny photo of me. I was super into Incredibles. Super into Incredibles. The funniest part was, my dad always tells me this story, is really loved Incredibles. And I wanted to see it a bunch. But then, like, one time when he took me to see it, this is like the second or third time I'd seen it, I got super fucking scared of the scene where the robot comes and, like, takes the roof off of the building. And I like freaked out in the movie theater. But it was funny because it was like I had seen the movie like 3 times. Good question while we wait for this awful soccer slop. What's my favorite card ever from SV1? Okay. Okay, we got a couple. That's a good question. Oh man, the oneer. I mean, this is not surprising if you guys know my profile picture, but Leisha Sky Saber, probably my favorite card of all time. Yeah, this is my favorite card of all time. Probably with the period. If we get Leisha, I'm crying and screaming. Yeah, Leisha #1 for sure. Amelia's really close. I really love this card. I'm kind of sad that she was never really... Like, Leisha was good at, like, one of the greatest Swordcraft decks of all time. Amelia was never really amazing at the same time Sword was, like, amazing. She was... I guess she was used in the Fortune's Hand Sword before it got nerfed. So that was the next set. But then kind of after that, kind of faded out. Outside of Sword, maybe we should do one for each class. Should we do one for each class? Let's do one for each class. Forest. What's my favorite Forest card? Immediate to mind is Levin. I really liked Levin. Yeah, I love the art. I love the design of the card. So he was like a countdown. You play him for 1. And then you kill a 2 health thing. And then at the end of the 3 turns, you get him back. So you can keep doing it. And then if you had played 4 Levin cards, or 4 Levins, you deal 5 damage to the opponent's leader. So I really loved the control aspect and the fact that you just can't, you only needed 1 of him, really. And I love the art. I love his design. Really cool card. I really like Levin. Probably my favorite Forest card. I think. Yeah, I think that's my favorite Forest card. Like Hanging Man? Yeah, Hanging Man is pretty cool. Sarah's cool. Yeah, I like Sarah. Yeah. There's a new One Piece event. I know. I've been waiting for Leisha full limit break for eons. Yeah. Type Moon's Live are way better. You're kind of cooking. Blood-soaked. Blood-soaked Archdemon. Yeah, Blood-soaked Archdemon is pretty cool. My brain is leaking out. Can someone tell me what the new Gensetsu does? It's on the Twitter, but it's 9 cost 5/9. You can either kill 4 things or summon 4 foxes, and the foxes work the same way as in Shadowverse 1. Let me check the One Piece card real quick before we tell my other favorite cards. That's fine. Yeah, that's a fine card. Oh no, Treasure. What Zoro is that? Is that the purple Zoro? Oh no, that's the black Zoro. That's the black Zoro. Okay, anyway, back to Shadowverse. All right, yeah, Rune is hard. Rune is tough. Probably gonna be like a Daria. Oh, no. It's gonna be one of the ants. For sure. Let's see. I do really like this Daria. I really do like this Daria. The art, the design, really hype reveal. That was when they started doing reveals at Rage, like finals. Really hype reveal. Because they got the, you know how she has that Rubik's Cube thing? They had that in the beginning, and it was like, immediately, oh, it's Daria, you know. Any golds? I don't know what's going on the stream, but we're not gonna. Don't give a care. Anne, yeah, Anne is up there for sure. Just very iconic voice line for me too. Plays in my head a lot. Big Ceratin fan, yeah, I like Ceratin a lot. I like Ceratin a lot in Evolve. Diablo Suma, oh yeah. Yeah, this card looks sick. Yeah, they always do the big monster demon things really well. Anya Fortune legendary card. Yeah, it was like an alt art of like a card. That's late Shadowverse. Deus Ex. Yeah, Deus Ex is cool. OG Daria was OG Daria art is one of my favorites of all time. What set did you start playing SV? Very end of Omen of the 10. Right when they started, like right when Alter Sphere was coming out. Dragon card. Reggie is, I don't know favorite because she was broken, but she did get me a top 8, top 4. I mean, that card was broken. Dragon is tough. I feel like it's not gonna be a legendary. Oh, Razia. It might be Razia. I really do like Razia. I love the art. This was a really good card, too. It's a 4-drop, 2/4 ward. And then on Clash, so that meant whenever, something attacked or it attacked something, you got +1 attack. And then when it died, you dealt damage to the enemy leader equal to the amount of attack that, the Razia had. So I did really like that. Poseidon, of course, will always be kind of memorable. Masamune, yeah. Draconic Call was really cool. And the art was really cool, too. Like, look at this art. He's, like, calling all the dragons. Shadow. This is, no question. No question. Show me. Orthrus. Junior Hellhound. This card, I love this card. I love this card so much. I think the kicking game is over. Yeah. Oh, is it? They revealed some stuff, and we're about to get the rest of the stuff here in a second. I actually loved OG Jerry. I did. Are you a Persona fan? I would say... Yeah, I would say I'm a Persona fan. I really like Persona 3. I would say, like, I'm a huge Persona 3 fan. Like, I don't really mess with, or, like, I think 4 is fine. I think 5 is okay. And I don't really play any of the, like, Shin Megami Tensei games. But I love Persona 3. I love Persona 3. But I like Persona in general, though, I think. Side was really cool, yeah. So the only game update we have so far is Mission Reset at the same time? Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can finish out the favorite cards of each class. Blood. Vera's pretty up. Vera's up there. Oh, no. Not even a question. Not even a question. Where is he? Where is he? Urius Trader's Duke. This card, I still remember the day this card was announced. And I was like, whoa, this card is sick. This card was so good. I love this card. Submit, got somebody. Yeah, Hector or Ektar. Yeah, Ektar was really good. Ektar was really good and cool. I have him globed in Shadowverse. Kudlak is up there too. I love Kudlak. He was never good in the original game, but I loved his art and his voice lines and stuff. Haven? Not this Lena, but the other Lena I did always like. Same thing, like art and voice line I really liked. Colette, I did like Colette.
トイレ行きたいっす。
でバラちゃんでいうと勝率どんぐらいなんですか今全体で。
僕でも60%ちょっとですね。
60%でもそんだけ
じゃあ結構やっぱ消化試合数も大事ですね。これテンポいい方がいいかもしれないですね。
今10勝5敗なんで。
Agnes, but she was like really toxic. She was like really good.
それなりに早くは終わってるのかなって感じですね。
ってことは田畑は負け越してるってこと？
じゃないですよ、さすがに。
Yeah, I'll probably say like Alexiel or something. Yeah, Alexiel. And then Portal. There's a lot of Portal cards I like. Probably gotta go with,
なんとか頑張っていただければと思います。よろしくお願いします。
Oh, Shion for sure. Shion for sure. Kind of late game Portal card, right? Because it came out in Edge of Paradise, but I wanted them to put this art in the game for so long, and they put it in. It's a really cool card. I'd love to see this exact card put back into the game. Yeah, I really like Shion. I'm so sad I was never able to get her leader. Yeah, alright. My favorite blood is Vero. Yeah, Vero's definitely up there. Vera, Urias up there. So broken. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah, Vero's great.
世界にトータル100枚あるというカードをね狙ってるんですけれども手慣れてんだよ。どうなんでしょうか。
I'm replaying P3R because my P3 data got corrupted on my first playthrough, but I'm playing through it on JP, so it's gonna give it a throw. Oh, okay, nice.
何もまさかどうしたの今井ちゃん。どこにさっき
Belphemit, Canilla, Deus Ex, Zwei. Yeah, I love Zwei. I like Zwei, but there was no card that I really like resonated with in terms of like, because the legendary Zwei was like she was good, but she was very basic, right? You know. They got this guy in the mind. They really do. They really do. It's okay. We're almost there, guys. Veer's, I know. I can hear that entire deck's voice lines.
時間がないんで。はいはい。はあはあはあはあ。まあこんなんにその一喜一憂してちゃダメでしょ。一喜一憂したらダメなんでしょ。すごい嬉しいんだけど、僕はすごい嬉しいんだけど、さっき弾けなかったけど、これでわーとか言ってたらダメなんでしょ。もう大急ぎなわけでしょ。
大急ぎかもしれないです。
当ててはあんまりリアクションしないで、こっち崩れるから。
まあ一旦ねちょっとすみません当たったのだけ。
すごいよ。
I mean, they got him opening old ass cards.
めっちゃ UR をさ。
Wait, could you imagine if they had him be cracking open the new set? That would be kind of sick.
そうですね。シリアルじゃないと。シリアルやるかどうかだから。まあそうですね。
They brought Belinus was that's a great pick. Belinus is really good. Yeah, he's been stuck on that table opening packs for 2 hours. Yeah, he really has. Belinus is a very good pick. I love Belinus.
悪いですけど残りこれだけですよ。この見えてるこれのみ全抜きしてますから。結構あるように見えるんですけどね。そんなもんか。いや間に合います。わかりました。はい。じゃあ引き続きフィジで間に合わせます。
はい。よろしくお願いします。はい。なんか急に静かになってんでちょっとおかしいですね。
Favorite bronze.
UR だけでもねエボルブチームは。
Yeah. Oh brother, this guy stinks. What is my favorite bronze?
木村さんのね私物ということですけれども、これからねまだ、最後まで開封続けていただきたいと思います。さあということで現状ポイントとしてはどうですかね。さっきのサッカーもありましたけれども。ちょっと集計もねまた後ほど見ていきたいですね。まあやっぱりエボルブチームがねかなりポイント取ってますし、ただ僅差で今芸人チームが追いかけているような感じになりますね。はい。
Demon Eater? Maybe
手
Demon
元の
Eater?
上でエボルブチームが39ポイント、芸人チームが37ポイント。2ポイント差なんだよ。まだまだですね。はい。で配信者チームが
Vampire Bloodbinder I really like.
チームはまだ15ポイントとねいうことです。
ここから
まだまだチャンス。そうですね。まだプロの企画がねあ ありますし、はいということで、もうね最終結果まで、まあ最後ガチバトルもありますんで、そこまで頑張っていただければなというふうに思います。さあそれで今ちょうど出ましたね。合計これですか？ちょっと変わってます。あれちょっと変わってますね。
Bring back Michael Jackson.
今1位が配信者チーム1位。
Oh, Dark General. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
配信者チームが44ポイント。クイズと
The line that gives you artifacts.
で2位が芸人チームで37。
Chris Silver, Shinobi Squirrel. Yeah, I like that card too in World V. Yeah, I think. Yeah, the squirrel is pretty cool. The squirrel is pretty cool.
新カード。ドローだよ。取りましたって言ったから。
なんか消された数字が。まだ総合ちょっと。
Yeah, Retroactive gave her name too.
まだダメらしいです。はい。ということで。修正がバタバタ。バタバタですね。もうちょっとね。はい。ということなんですけれども。
Alright, now what is happening? What is happening?
また次最新情報たくさん出ますし、たくさん新しいカード出てきますんで、お楽しみにしていただければと思います。さあそれでは次のコーナー行く前にまずはこちらをご覧ください。
Alright, I think we're getting into the reveals. I think we're getting into the rest of the reveals. With the new set coming out, do we know? Did it say? I mean, I imagined it was gonna be July 17th, but I actually didn't see on the trailer or whatever if it even said. Does anyone know if it said Sylvia or Balto? Those are good. Yeah, those are good. Yeah, Balto's cool. Balto's actually pretty cool. Rim is definitely Albert, yeah. I think in Worlds Beyond, I mean, my favorite legendary is probably just Amelia. I'm just a, you know, fanboy. It is July 17th? Okay, cool. These people have forced themselves to swallow so much it almost looks like their mouths are better. Yeah. Once you're in the minds like that, but you know they're getting probably a little bag. You know, so. Magisteel line. Yeah. Magisteel line. Yeah. In the initial announcement, speeding up releases. Well, that said like a month later, but I wasn't sure if it was exactly a month. I assumed it was, so that's why I said July 17th, but they didn't say July 17th. It said 1 month later. Which, knowing Japanese companies can mean 1 month and 3 weeks later? 1 month and 2 weeks later? 1 month and 1 week later? So. Are they addressing the vial system? I don't think so. I'm so glad Amelia was on this first set. Yeah, me too. Me too, for sure. Can we see a 4? Can we see Tia? Tia or Liza? She was a 5 card. She was 7, 10 cards. Oh my gosh, if they did Amelia Leader. If they did Amelia Leader. If they did Alicia Leader. Cried on the stream. They ever did Alicia Leader. Right on the stream. Like, but yeah, everyone that's new here, if you guys, you know, like Shadowverse, wanna see the Shadowverse news, the Shadowverse set 2. You guys excited for all that? Please, you know, subscribe, hit the like button. We have a lot of people watching. I'm really appreciative. Really, really crazy. I'm like, what? When I logged on, I saw 7 people waiting. I was like, why y'all up so early like me, you know? But no, I appreciate everyone coming by and watching. We're gonna do this all the time, you know? Whenever there's reveals and stuff, I love this. Because if I wasn't streaming, I'd just be like we talked about, I'd be by myself, just probably playing something on my phone. But no, we get to talk and have fun and everything, you know. Most hated card from SV1? I got a playbook. Probably like Linkle. Linkle's pretty up there. Linkle's up there. Who else? That's just like immediate like hated card. Like, yeah, definitely Linkle's up there. The Aria Miasma Fairy's really up there for sure. Because I just hated it, the whole discuss, like the discourse around that card too. It was like the whole deck was revolved around this one card that you had to draw to make your deck function, and people were like, you can win without it. No, you can't, big dog. Or at least it's more like it's not that you can't, but the win percentage goes down so drastically. And I think most of my cards are going to be, most of my most hated cards are going to be cards that, that are like the single power in the deck. So it sort of feels like you have to draw that card or you don't have a deck, you know? And there's a lot of those in Shadowverse history. そしてですね、今回スペシャル、初回スペシャルといたしましてカードスタイルになってるんですが、次回以降はまた違うプレゼントにもなる予定でございます。そして、2位、3位になってしまったカードスタイルもですね、後日販売されるということになってますので、まあ手に入れることはできるということになっております。はい、続きましてチームスコアについてのご紹介です。開催期間中にバトルやいろんな方法でポイントを集めていきましょう。 チーム貢献度はバトル以外でも入手可能でございます。観戦やカードパック購入、写真撮影でもゲットできるようになっています。バトルが得意じゃなくても You don't like a deck around one card you need to draw? Roach won't like that statement. Yep, that checks out. I don't like Roach. That checks out. もちろんですね、負けてもポイントがもらえるということになっておりますので、臆せずどんどんバトルしていただき I think Roach is like the least offensive of those type of decks though. Just because it's like if people like that type of play style, that's fine. But there's in Shadowverse's history there were a lot of decks where like you don't have to play Roach. Like yeah, Roach is like one of the better decks right now. But it's not like you're required to play it. There's a lot of metas that were the only decks that were good were like that, where it was one power card deck, maybe 2 power card decks. Card art wise is probably Liam. Liam looks pretty gnarly. Forte, yeah, Forte. Forte's rough, because you're just like, do I have Divine Thunder? Do I have the hard removal? No, they're not done spoiling cards. We're close here. We're soon TM. Bahamut. Anything else? Can we notice anything else in the background? Bahamut's kind of big. I know that's like Cygame's thing, but are we getting Bahamut this set? We could. I think we could, especially if next set is just all omens. I always hate spell boost as a concept that I generally can't tell what my opponent's going to do in a turn. Yeah, I that's exactly what I think that spell boost, what they should do is like show the cards, like highlight specific cards when they get spell boosted, if that makes sense. Okay, here's 2-pick. This is the draft format in August, I guess. That's kind of late. It's kind of late.
今回の2ピックはさらに戦略性があって比率いた
Despair Reborn?
これ大好きな方多いんじゃないでしょうか。
Why do I not remember this card?
ありがとうございます。
Oh, I was not playing at this point. I was not playing at this point. What does this do?
ざっくりと前作からの変更点を紹介していきましょう。こちらでございます。はい。いろいろ変わっていましてですね。はい。
No, yeah, that's super corny. That's a super corny card. No, no. Yeah, no. No.
そしてですね、ピック時に2回まで再抽選ができる。そして
Is this all the take two info?
ランクが2ピックのランクが導入されると。
So
実力の近いプレイヤーと対戦できるようになっております。クラスごとのバランスも調整。
Oh, I love this change. You can that sounds like a clickbait, you know, YouTube thumbnail. I love this change. Right, but you can choose from all classes now. So what it's going to do is it's going to show you each class. It's going to show you the 2 cards you start with. You can choose any class. I love that. You can reselect cards up to 2 times, so I guess that means you can have 2 copies of a card. You continue playing until you have 7 wins or 2 losses. There's rankings for Take Two, that's cool. Increase and adjust reroll counts for certain classes needed. Wait, increase and adjust reroll counts for certain classes as needed to balance classes? I don't know what that means. Oh, is this... That's such a great change for Take Two. I love that. Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. That's such a good change.
こちらですね、なんと使用クラスがランダムに提示された3クラスの中からではなく7クラス全てから選べるようになっております。
Yeah, after I paid my 900. Yeah, I really like that. That's gonna make me really want to play Take Two more. That's broken though. No, people only take the best class over and over. My opinion of that is that I think that will help identify the broken classes more. And I think that's fine because it's like if everyone's picking Portal, for example, I don't know if that will be the best class, but everyone's picking Portal, then they'll know to balance Portal better for Take Two instead of it's like, oh well, Portal win rates look fine because it's random to get it, right? I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I'd rather just be able to pick the broken class than pray and waste my money on not getting the broken class. If there is just one broken class. Well, no. So these are not like the card. These are not like always the set cards. That was just showing examples of how it's going to work. Because what it's going to be is it's just going to be like 2 random legendaries and golds.
はい、新コンテンツのパズルレッスンが追加されます。こちらは
Reroll your cards a set amount, and based on how bad the class is, the more rerolls you get. Rerolls is kind of in. I'm not too sure about rerolls. I don't love rerolls. No. So hold on. So those example cards they gave are not what it's always going to be set as. That's not what it's always going to be set as. Those were random example cards. The way it's going to work is you're going to go in, and it's going to show you the class and the 2 cards you start out with. It doesn't mean that if you pick... Hold on, let me rewind a little bit. It doesn't mean if you pick Force, you're always getting Amataz and Rose Queen. You could get Amataz and Rose Queen, but it's random. Yeah, the rerolls thing is interesting. I like being able to choose classes. Rerolls, I don't know. They're adding puzzles, which is interesting.
こうやってみたい遊び方で遊んでいただけるようになっています。
楽しく学べる、はい、たくさんいらっしゃると思うんですが、ビヨンドから始めたという方もね、たくさんいらっしゃると思うので、
Yeah, puzzle mode.
練習だったりとか、使って
Hopefully that's okay. Okay rewards.
思っております。はい。さあ続きまして、
続いてはマスターポイントランキング報酬について、ご紹介いたします。こちらです。はい、シーズン終了時に、マスターポイントランキングに応じて、報酬をプレゼントいたします。今回はですね、レッドレーテルやカードパックセットなどのアイテムを入手できます。
Helps people learn other classes. Yeah, puzzles are cool. Puzzles are nice. It's just a nice thing to add to the game, you know, especially if they're like practical puzzles. Hopefully they're not like, here's 5 Goliaths on the field, you know.
まさにこれがシャドーバースワールズビヨンドの覇者である証となっています。またグランドマスターについてはですね、第3弾カードパックリリース時に実装予定となっています。
So Grandmaster's coming in this 3rd set.
はい。いい質問ですね。いい質問ありがとうございます。こちらも回答用意しておりまして、皆さんね、これライブなんでコメントの方も一緒に考えていただければと思うんですけども、まあ押してるって言われてるんですけども、こういうことやっちゃうんですね。はい。マスターランクに到達しているプレイヤーのパーセンテージ、なんと 1% でございます。すごい。なってる人すごい。1%。
相当やらないと。
はい。
Who gets rewards this season? I don't think we're getting rewards this season, but next season, I think Master Rank. If you get to Master Rank, you get the rewards.
本当に皆さんありがとうございますってことですね。ありがとうございます。さあ、今マスターになっている方、本当に誇ってください。1% のプレイヤーでございます。みんなにこうプロフィールの画面に、俺も今マスターみたいな感じで紹介しちゃってもいい。1%。まあぜひね、就活に使ってください。今マスターランクです。
ダイヤモンド大のマスターです。
ダイヤモンドマスターです。はい、ということで、まあそのマスターの上のグランドマスターがですね、第3弾から出るみたいなので、こちらもぜひよろしくお願いいたします。
で、マスターポイントランキングの報酬は
Yeah, I shake my head in my head. I'm like, are y'all behind?
7月17日からスタートするシーズン終了時から報酬が配布されます。
Is this normal for JP? Yes. This is normal for JP.
こちらもすごい
JP is just built different.
続いてはこちらです。世界に10枚のリアルカードが当たる購入特典カード付きパックセットが発売いたします。いや、これ先ほどいろいろやられてたじゃないですか。エボルブのカードを買ってシリアル入りのカードが当たるみたいなキャンペーンが1周年とかにやってる。なんとビヨンドのこの購入特典がついたパックセットを買うと10名様にリアルカードが当たるという、しかもこれだけのイラストギルネリーゼでございます。やばいよね、これもうお得、すごいことになってます。カードパックセットを購入時に自動的に抽選されまして、その場で結果が表示されると。
What is this? Win 10. So card pack, great value, card set. Oh, so you have to pay. You have to buy like some online card set or something on Worlds Beyond, and you have a chance to get this Gilnelly's card. I kind of thought you could win it or something.
特典は10セットまで獲得できまして、10セット目は大いなる視点士ラピスのカードスタイルが手に入ります。他にもですね、カードスリーブなどの特典ももらえます。
Yeah, the Seraph Alt Art's really sick.
期間が2025年7月17日、メンテナンス終了後からですね、2025年の7月27日の23時59分までとなっております。リアルカードの抽選については特設サイトが公開されます。こちらをご覧ください。そちらをご覧ください。そうですね、そしてですね、購入特典がもらえること自体もお得なので、それに加えて、激レアなものが当たるかもしれないというような緊張感も得られるかなと思います。
They should drop her cost by 1, yeah. One more turn for Odin to, or what, you know. She's still in Odin range. Will you do a video summarizing everything announced? Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm going straight to bed after this video, so it might be a little bit, but that's the first thing I'm going to do when I wake up, for sure. For sure. So, we'll go over all the news, and then we're going to go over all the cards. Kind of like the video I did when I talked about the stream a long time ago before the game came out.
さあ続いてはこちらです。3種のカードスタイルセットをサプライショップで販売いたします。
すごい。
うわ嬉しいねこれもね。はい。こちらですね、カードスタイルスリーブエンブレムが1日7月17日のメンテナンス終了後から
Hold on, wait a minute. They went into the archives to find the Ceres art. They brought us the Forte. That was like the classic modded Forte art. And then is that an Aria fairy circle?
付与がですね、7月17日の購入分からの付与となっております。
まあこれはもうクリスタルたくさん買うと、まあたくさんまたもらえますよ。
Oh my gosh!
ざっくり言うと、
If we ever get the Amelia,
カラーですね。はい。
you know, the photo that's on my stream thumbnails. That's my favorite. Probably my favorite art of all time. Probably my favorite art of all time. If we ever get that in the game.
夏っぽいですよね。新たなデザイントップスだったりとかシューズが追加されていて、まあこちらはショップに追加されますので。
I love that they're doing alternate arts. That Forte, that's crazy. I never thought that they would go back into the archives to get that Forte art again. What was that about in the shop? Yeah, like those are gonna be in the shop. Oh, they leaked Aether as one of the leaders? When did that happen? Did I miss that?
いやそうですね。なんでこうスタンプとかも押しやすくなっていて、こうコミュニケーションね取りやすくなっていますよね。しかもまだまだ
Where was that?
はい、こちらです。お願いします。パークの
Yeah, where did they leak Aether?
シートの2枚目が追加されます。はい。こちらですね、パークをモチーフとしたエンブレムなどを獲得できますので、ぜひコンプリートしてください。こちらは8月中に追加予定です。
お願いいたします。
ここからはグッズ情報をお届けしたいと思います。まずはこちらです。シャドーバースワールズビヨンドのイラストを使用したカードスリーブキャラスリーブコレクションマットシリーズシャドーバースワールズビヨンドパート2とパート3が発売予定です。こちらパート2はすでに予約受付中、パート3は7月7月
Oh, definitely gonna be able to get those Amelia sleeves in real life for sure. From the title they revealed.
などでご予約いただけますのでぜひチェックしてみてください。
From the title. Wait, Aether Leak came from the title they revealed? Oh, they had Aether's flare in the reveal. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Okay, that's funny. In English or in Japanese?
こちらの商品ですが、サインストアだけでなく今後開催予定のオフライン大会会場のイベント物販等での販売も予定しておりますので、ぜひお手に取ってチェックしてみてくださいね。
ぜひよろしくお願いします。僕もラバーマットのと買わせていただきました。
良きですね。素敵ですのでぜひよろしくお願いします。さあそれではお待ちかね、新カードパックインフィニティエボルブのカード情報後半となります。友田さん、
Show us Aether and the leader. I have a question. Does anyone know if I can acquire the edgy cape from the chest? I don't know what cape that is. Okay.
コスト8、攻撃力5、体力5のウィッチクラスのレジェンドカードでオーラを持っています。まあ、選択されないということですね。こちらラストワードで土の秘術2を使いまして、暴食のアナテマラランセムを1枚を場に出します。超進化時に相手の場のフォロワー2枚を選んで破壊するという。
Okay, so it's almost exactly how the evolved version works, just higher stats. So it's 8 drop 5/5 aura. Last words, 2 dirt, or 2 Earthright 2, summon her again. On Super Evolve, destroy 2 opponent's followers. I don't know. I think 8 is a little too late.
もう一人アナテマ紹介させてください。こちらでございます。静寂な
The sword.
ギルダリアでございます。
She looks sick if it's a girl.
良すぎか？
Wait, is this Ponzu again? No way! Isn't Ponzu again? What? Bro, he is going nuts, right? He is going nuts for Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. Oh, they're doing rally. They're doing rally. Fanfare Rally 20. Is that right? Rally 20. This will super evolve. Whenever another follower you control enters the field, deal 1 to... Deal 1 to all of your opponent's followers on the field. When this evolves, play 2 steel-clad knights, and they have rush. Sword is good again. Sword is good. What? I can't believe they're okay. All the Wrath gamers, all the keyword gamers. We might be back. We might be back. Rally being back is cool. I really like Rally. 20 is a lot, but I love these type of cards because one of the issues I have is cards that do nothing if you run out of Evo points, right? Well, my goat, my dog. My dog, what does Wilbur do? I knew he was coming back because there was way too many ward stuff. No, I can't read. I wish I could read Japanese. No, I'm just seeing people auto-translate it already, you know. Okay, 6 mana 4/6. Haven gamers rise up. 6 mana 4/6. Last words, summon 2 Holy Knights. I assume that's going to be a 1/2 ward. On evolve, give yourself a crest. The crest is whenever one of your followers with ward comes into play, give it +1/+2. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, these are new cards too. Yeah, the crest is permanent, it seems. Yeah, the crest is permanent. That's pretty good. Yeah, I like that it's just normal Evo. Yeah, I like that it's just normal Evo. Oh man, is that it? Okay, the classic schedule. So we're basically going to get one every day, and then the deck portal will update on the 16th. Not necessarily one card every day, but we're going to get cards every day. デッキポータルにすべてのカード能力が公開されるということで、こちらもお楽しみに。はい、ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。ということで、いろ情報をお届けして。I thought they were going to show the Aether leader. 遊べるのかとかをまとめさせていただきました。こちらをご覧ください。7月17日に新カードパックインフィニティエボルブがリリースされて新シーズンが始まりますよと。No Portal of Force. キャンペーンもあります。 Yeah, we'll get those in due time. Sick board anyway, I'll just Orcus. Yeah. No more leaders. Sacred Griffin will be OP. I don't know if you'll be able to really play a ton of like amulets in the deck, right? Yeah, I was hoping we'd get a card for each as well, yeah.
情報が以上なのですが、長らく本当に情報だけでも
Alright,
こんなにたくさんありましたから。
I think that's it. I think that's it.
この後はね、皆さんお待ちかね、チームの優勝をかけた最後の対決、ワールズビヨンドでガチバトルをお届けしたいと思います。おー、楽しみ。楽しみですね。それでは準備の方よろしくお願いします。
Alright, they're gonna play some game. Let's talk about the cards. Let's talk about the cards a little bit before we leave, okay? Yeah, because they're going to play some exhibition game. I don't think it's with new cards. Well, let's wait like a second and see if it's like with new cards or something. I doubt it's going to be with new cards.
もういろんな結果発表がありますんで、ここからは全メンバーでお届けしていきたいと思います。はい。という。
All right, I'm gonna let's go over to the Twitter. We'll talk about some of these cards real quick. Sort of go through them. So first one they revealed is Odin. 7-drop 4/2. I am gonna be doing, you know, a video tomorrow about all these cards, so don't worry. So Odin, 7-mana 4/2 on play, select any card on the field and banish it, and then he gains Storm. I'm a little skeptical of this card. I think that the banish is nice. Guarantee banish something is really nice. If amulets get a little too crazy, this will always be in the format, and it won't ever really be a dead card because it's Storm as well. I sort of worry about its stat line. I feel like its stat line is really, really weak, and this is another card that you really need to Super Evolve. You really need to Super Evolve. I could see this being played in Ramp Dragon, and pretty much like any control deck. I mean, you know, if Abyss is really going heavy control, I could see this. But yeah, I don't know. I think 7 cost is a little costly. But yeah, no more cards. Yeah, this is all the cards revealed today. Yeah. Okay, next cards. So that's Odin. I'm not gonna do like a rating, but just, you know, I like that this utility exists in the game, and I think it will see some play. I just don't think it's that good. Ginsetsu and Yuzuki. I guess these two, you know, these, if you guys watched my prediction video, I talked about Yuzuki and Ginsetsu. I think this gives a little more credence to us probably getting Vampy. Just because if they felt they needed to do Ginsetsu and Yuzuki as one card, then they don't have enough room for like the other stuff they want to do, and they probably want to do Vampy, right? So 9-mana 5/9, select a mode, summon 4 copies of One-Tailed Fox, which we'll talk about in a second, and then 2 is destroy 4 random enemy followers, restore 4 health to your leader. I really like this card if we're able to play a late game deck, but that's the question, right? Are we going to be able to, like, you know, sustain ourselves and get to a late game? One card this kind of reminds me of is TV, Temptress Vampire. Let me bring this up real quick. Obviously really old card, right? But this was played in a lot of Control Blood decks. It was 9-drop 5/5, deal 5 to an enemy. Of course, that could be the leader, and then heal yourself for 5. I'm really sorry, my voice is like going out already. I really like the idea of the heal for this card. Let me take a drink real quick. Because like if you get an abundance of healing, I think it could be pretty good. Let me show the foxes. So the foxes are Rush Wards, Last words give random enemy or random allied Gensetsu and Yuzuki on the field +1 attack. So basically it'll be a 9/9 after all of them die, and they do have rush. So it is like you can kind of think of this as an Amalia as well, kind of a flexible like Amalia or Bahamut-ish, you know. So I don't know. I kind of like this card. I kind of want to see. I kind of want to wait and see. Biggest problem with Gensetsu is that she... What just happened? Wait, what? She can't respond to a turn 7 Coin Amalia or Amelia Luminous. Yeah, Medusa, though. I mean, nothing yeah, I guess, yeah, nothing in your deck can. Is that true? Yeah, nothing in your deck can answer a turn 8 play. But, like, I don't know. Yeah. I think 8 play points would be pretty broken for this card. Yeah, Tentacles. Yeah, Odin. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested in this card. I think this is like a super, extremely high value card. Like just in a vacuum, right? High value card that doesn't take Evo points. Remember that. No Evo points. So we'll see. I'm interested in this card. I'm very interested in this card. Next is a card I'm sure a lot of people are interested in. Is Feline. Probably the best card we saw today. Maybe. We'll look at the newer cards too and you know, read. But Feline, 2-drop 2/2 Ponzu in his bag again. He is one of the admirals, you know, of Cygames art for sure. 2 play 1 2/2 if you're an overflow, add a White Frost Whisper to your hand, and she just has Bane, and then on evolve deal 1 damage to all enemy followers. And then White Frost Whisper is the most cracked token in the game, card in the game. Not really, but selected mode to activate destroy all damaged enemy followers, which combos extremely well with the evolve effect. So we'll talk about that part first. So technically you could do a 5 mana with an Evo point 4/4 that kills everything on the field. So that's pretty good. And then you have to be an overflow, right? And then on the second effect is increase the cost of all cards in your opponent's hand by 1 until the end of their turn. So this is going to help in a lot of interesting matchups because you're going to be able to block, sort of play people's optimal turns. So like think about like decks like Sword that really want to be playing on curve and they have a specific game plan for every turn. You're going to be able to stop that. Think about decks like Rune where they want to hit turn 10 and play Cocytus and D-Shift. If it's 11 costs, they can't play it, right? And I think Spell Boost in general is going to kind of be hurt by a card like this. And then also think about like Roach, right? If they're setting up a Roach turn, or you know they're going into their Roach turn, you can kind of basically stop it. You know, this card is really strong. I think this is the strongest card we've seen so far today. Imagine you slam Gensetsu, then Feline clears it. But they had to use the Evo point, right? And that's sort of the balance. That's sort of the game. And that's why I think Gensetsu might be okay. It's the best card by far. It can do so many things, yeah. Does Aggro Storm run Feline even? I mean, this card is... You're never, like... It's not a question now of... Are you playing her and Apollo? It's, are you playing Apollo and her? Are you playing Apollo and her? You know? I think she goes in every Dragon deck ever. So, let me update. Oh, it did. Okay. So then we have Lil Anthem. Lil Anthem. Like Little Anthem. Rune, 8-drop 5/5 Aura. Last words, Earthight 2, summon a Lil Anthem of edit. Anyway. Super Evolve, destroy 2 enemy followers on the field. This is an interesting card 8 feels really late for a card like this. Like, that feels too late. Yeah, I don't know. 8 is way too late, I feel like. Maybe we get a lot of mid-game support for Earthight, but, like, on 8, setting up a card that's, like... Setting up a card that, like, never leaves the field, basically, I don't think it's, like, good enough. Unless they add a lot of Storm to Earthight. See, I don't know. Yeah, it's an Earthight boss monster, but comes down way too late for its stats. So, yeah, I don't know. I think this is dependent on more Earthight cards. Then a card I'm really excited for, Gildaria, Anathema Peace. So they are bringing back the Rally effect, or Rally keyword. Rally was a keyword in Shadowverse 1, which basically was Rally would go up whenever a follower entered your field. So that included like if you evolve Zirconia, like say you play Zirconia and evolve, that means your Rally went up 3 by 3, right? Because you summoned Zirconia and then the 2 knights. Also Ponzu again, like he is just out here, like one of the goats. Fanfare Rally 20. So that is going to be a lot. That is going to be pretty late, right? Whenever another allied follower enters the field, deal 1 damage to all enemy followers. Insane effect. And then whenever this follower evolves, so that includes when it super evolves from its own effect, but also if you just normal evolve. Summon 2 copies of Steelclad Knight and give them Rush. So she's going to be able to come down and she's going to be a great, like, follow-up to Zirconia. Not on the same turn, right? Or not on the exact next turn, depending on if you went first or second. But she's going to build a board, and they're going to get rushed, so you're going to be able to clear some things. And they already did 2 AoE, and then you're going to be able to swing this 6/6 into stuff, too. This card is broken. I think, actually, this is the best card. I would actually say I think this is the best card we've seen so far. I think this is better than Feline. This is just an insane card. I love that they made... sorry about my voice. They made a card that is good if you run out of Evos. I really, really like that. All Anathemas have the trait, but it needs nothing at the moment. Yeah, I think there's a lot of random traits like Levin and Luminous that are in the game right now that I think will get support eventually. Wilbert. 6 mana, 4/6. Ward. Last word, summon 2 1/2s with Ward. On evolve, gain a crest. And the crest, it lasts forever. And is whenever an allied follower with Ward enters the field, give it +1/+2. This is going to revolutionize Haven, for sure. We're going to be able to go into a Ward archetype like I kind of thought was going to happen. If you saw my original Set 1 review, you'll kind of know that I thought, like, when I was reading through the Haven cards, I was like, oh, we're getting Wilbert. Or we're getting, like, a Ward Haven thing, but we didn't. So this is the payoff for that. I think this card is very, very strong. In tomorrow's video, I will sort of go over what wards and what good ward stuff we have right now. Which is off the top of our head, right? We have Bellringer. John has ward, right? Yeah, John has ward. Salefa has ward. So already all the strong Haven cards have ward already, right? Ward Haven is always a deck in the history of the game that has had issue with card draw. When the deck is good, it gets cheap card draw. When it's not good, it doesn't have card draw. So that is something to keep in mind. And yeah, so that was it for the card reviews, or the card reveals. Ward stalling for 30 minutes, yeah. Yeah, the crest is crazy. Any Storm deck just dies to Wilbert? Yeah. Yeah, the Griffin is ward, but we haven't seen any amulets are going to play. Maybe the Dark Haven Grace. Or Dark Haven Sanctuary. But yeah, Ward Havens look pretty good. Slaves a 6/7 board wipe with this, yeah. Yeah, then a bunch of wards, a few ammos. Yeah, Sarissa's a card. You know, don't sleep on Sarissa. Sarissa's insane. Fighter, especially in a deck like this. The Shield Maiden, the 3-drop 2/1, really good too. So, oh, the Leak Leader. Oh yeah, let me see. Oh yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, Wings of Mercy, that's funny. Yeah, so that'll be the Haven Leader. If Ponzu cooked again. He's in his era. But yeah, where were we? Him got the best legendary in the reveal? Odin second best. I don't know about Odin second best. Yeah, I guess I'll talk about Aether real quick before we hop off. The original Aether, Aether the White Wing. If you want to watch my speculation video, I talk about why I think Aether was going to get in anyway, because they added Salefa and Maeve, and they are 5 pillars of, or 5 sort of gods of this country in Rage of Bahamut. But the original Aether was 6-drop 1/3. Fanfare randomly put one of the highest cost Havencraft followers that cost less than your total number of play points from your deck into play. Then give all allied followers +0/+1. So this is a really nice consistency tool. You'll notice, and in this game, fanfares do not activate when you play things like this from effects, right? I could see them maybe changing that. Also, I could imagine this being like, or I guess it wouldn't even need to, like, Wilbert would still work with this, right? Like, because every other version of Aether as well has had Ward, so this could play into the Ward Haven as well, and it could be, you know, heavily supported there. So, yeah, Aether is gonna be, you know, we did already, you know, think Aether was gonna get in, but pretty confirmation. So yeah, that's really cool. Aether's a very cool character. I like Aether a lot. All right. My voice is going out. I gotta get to bed. It's really late, but thank you guys for watching. Sorry my voice is completely gone now. But it was a lot of fun stream. We have 220. That's nuts. If you guys are new, hit the subscribe button. We're gonna be doing a video, you know, as I wake up tomorrow, and you know, more Shadowverse content. You know, we're really close to 1,000 subscribers, or relatively close to 1,000 subscribers, and I do want to do some sort of big event for that. So if you guys are interested in that, if you guys are you know, into Shadowverse, this is the place to be. And we're gonna be doing these type of streams a lot. So